matter of a few years, like, there's also another video that I saw drop was like some robotics company that made this like hyper realistic like dancing robot, and it just looks fucking crazy.
Ready? Y'all ready? Y'all ready for this?
Are you guys in the wrong city?
Get it?
The wrong city?
We're in the wrong city.
Are you in the wrong city? Make sure you're not in the wrong city.
Oh!
You're in the right city. Hey, everybody!
Hi!
Oh, hey! We're back in the studio. Are we gonna stick it like that? Is that the layout we want?
No, this is just the start.
Man, this is the beginning. You guys ready for some, Just put that in the background. Just loop that.
I can't loop it. I don't know how to do it.
Can you imagine?
I have to make a
playlist. YouTube needs to like come up with that feature. Just like loop a video.
I'm sure there's like not a program. What's it called?
You could like download
Plug-in.
it. I'm sure there's got to be, but
I could download it.
Play it all over again. Hey guys, welcome to the Exp Talk Show podcast Showpo Talkcast Showpo
Shopcast Pod Racing
Showcast Pod Show. We're back here hanging out, playing around with some buttons. So Steve has upped the production value, so everything is much better now.
Everything is much better now.
We got experimenting. We got the wonderful textured backdrop. Hope you guys enjoy it.
Yeah, we changed it. It was neon blue. I had some suggestions that it's very hard to look at for a long period of time, especially if you're in your dark room doing things to yourself. I didn't say that.
We thought we'd wear the black t-shirts to off that kind of brightness.
I'm mostly mustache today because of you guys. And based on feedback.
And no one is sad about it. Look at that fucking thing. Look at that caterpillar.
Oh, that's a robot. This one?
That's a good caterpillar right there.
Is it?
How's this caterpillar?
Yours goes into... I don't know how your mustache does it.
What?
Goes into... Well, I guess it's because you have a beard.
Because I have the rest of it that goes into it?
Yeah.
See, it all grows.
You would look
it all grows
super
like
German
under...
with just that
Oh,
mustache.
you would think I look very German?
Yes.
Good thing we are in the October months so that you could celebrate the Oktoberfest with me and my mustache. The fuck, dude?
Oh, God.
Well, we're back.
We're weird. Welcome in.
We're weird. Yeah, we're back on the show.
Welcome
as you
in,
guys
everyone.
can tell.
Yeah. For those of you guys who haven't been here before, I'm KonkyTalks64.
And I'm R2 Lee 2. You can tell by
Stephen
the words.
Lee,
Yeah.
Abe Froman, Sausage King of Chicago. You guys know who I am. Oh, fuck. I fucked my microphone up. But anyway, we do the show every week. That's fine.
Okay.
We do the show every week to share information, talk about science, talk about new up-and-coming technology, the future of humanity, go off on tangents, all this fun stuff. We try to do this show every week. We took a couple weeks off because life is crazy.
Life is
nuts. I just started a new job. I was getting a little bit burned out from streaming and all that stuff. That's why you guys haven't seen me as often online. Lee has been preparing for the wedding that's happening, and after this show, we're gonna be off for 3 weeks without Lee. I'm probably gonna do the show without you.
Yeah, keep the ball rolling, dude.
Yeah,
because,
but it won't be I guess as science related because you and me kind of bounce that around, but other shows I might do like maybe some interviews and like all that other stuff.
Kind of like how when I tap in when I'm not here in the studio.
Right.
Maybe you could like
do that for somebody else.
Maybe some of you sweet babies out there might be able to get on the show.
Sweet babies,
right?
You know.
We only accept those who are lovers and advocates of science.
That's not true, but
I'm making that rule now.
With Lee's on the show.
Not gonna be here for a few weeks. Getting married next Saturday, dude.
Nuts.
Next Saturday. Nuts. I'm very excited. We're down the wire. I'm not stressed. I'm not nervous. Which I'm not nervous about not being nervous. You know what I mean?
It's not the day of yet.
It's not the day of. Like, I think I just want to make sure everything is, like, executed properly. Like, It's like I love Elaine, and I can't wait to just tie the knot.
Right.
You know, make it a day of love and like drinking good drinks and like having good food and stuff like that. But I just want everybody to have a good time, not stress, be together, and just like have amazing interactions and stuff. So I got the wedding next Saturday, and then the Wednesday following, I'm going to the UK for 2 weeks for a honeymoon. We're gonna be off, or I'm gonna be off for a few weeks.
Leveling up twice.
Hell yeah, culturally leveling up,
Experiencing
like crazy.
different things.
Both of us haven't been to the UK before, so we're gonna like learn about, you know, culture that's more than 300 years old, like America is.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like the US of A is only 300 years old.
Right.
so it's gonna be amazing. But I'm gonna miss all you guys. But like when I'm back, dude, because I'm
get
back.
It on.
So I'm back
on.
the 9th or the 8th of November, I think, which is a Thursday. Or we'll talk about this later. But like I'm gonna try my darndest.
Darndest.
It's not a word.
You said
like
you wanted damned.
It was damnedest and darndest. Yeah,
together. Darndest.
Anyways, so I'm gonna try to my best, like first week or second week, I think, of November. I'm gonna try my best to be back for the show. But yeah, man, excited to be in the studio. One show for the month off. We're gonna have a good time tonight, dude.
Oh, hell yeah.
We're gonna have a good time.
Before we get started, I want to kind of set expectations for you guys that are just joining in for us. I sincerely appreciate all the hosts, everything that you guys have done for us. As far as just the overall show and how it's conducted, we don't have any alerts enabled. You can see them; they'll appear behind us, but they don't make any sounds because me and Lee need to stay on track. And
ADD, man.
Yeah, it's kind of a bitch. Basically, like, if we get distracted and we're on a tangent or discussing something, it tends to throw us off pretty bad. So, the thing that I ask for all of you who are watching and participating in the show, if you would be so kind as to explain to anybody who's coming in that is the case. And we will, of course, have a portion of the show after we're near the end to do a Q&A session with me and Lee about the topics we discussed. And then also thank everyone for what they did to contribute to the show, whether it's a follow, donation, sub, whatever it is, bits, we'll go over all of that as the show's going on. But before we get into the science of the show, it's been a couple weeks, and we like to kind of recap, give you guys a clue in as to what we've been doing and what we've been up to.
Must look at mine calendar.
Yeah, it's been literally like 2 weeks or so since we've done our last episode.
Yeah, you're right.
But we've been hanging out.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
we hung out
had
like a couple
some good
times, man. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what's like, so if you guys think that Steve and I we're just here for the show and here for the followers, I don't think so, okay? Steve and I hang out. We have a good time.
Yeah.
We there was one day where
He's
Steve
actually
came
here.
over.
Like, I can move his beer. This isn't CG.
Not CG. It's
Yeah.
real talk, dude. Oh, let me fix
Put a
this.
booger in there. No, I'm just-
For real?
I'm just kidding. I did not. Shake it
Gross.
out.
Sometimes I shake stuff out. It's
Like
great.
coins and shit.
Yeah, ADD. So, because I remember 2 Saturdays ago, Elaine was out on her bachelorette weekend, and I had worked an overnight shift on a Friday night. So I was a little preoccupied, kind of working and stuff like that. So slept during the day, and then you came over.
Yep.
To watch Solo, a Star Wars story,
Which I had not seen before.
which he had not seen before,
And I enjoyed it.
and it was amazing. It was fun.
Yeah.
And that was just like a cool
It
hangout.
was just a fun movie.
And my favorite part, we won't have to talk about all the gritty details of that adventure that
We
were
ate
on.
4 pizzas.
3.
3 pizzas.
We had 3 pizzas consumed amongst the 2 of us, which is a little excessive, but we just couldn't stop because it was
I wasn't
such
upset.
delicious. Yeah, it was. So shout out to
Pauly
G's. Pauly G's Pizza in Logan Square in Chicago. It was just delicious pizza.
I tell you what, the poops the next day weren't as bad.
Weren't as bad as I thought they were going to be.
Yeah, I actually got to digest everything.
Just kind of a big, solid poo-poo.
Shout out to, oh God, I didn't even put it in here. You guys, we got affiliated with Onnit. And I use Onnit's supplements, like digestive stuff, for, big meals and everything. And I tell you what.
Tell the good people
Dude, that
what
shit
these stuff does.
Works really well. I'll be posting a link. I'm still going through the affiliate process. I have to sign up for, these different sites and everything, and then the links and everything you'll see in the info panel. But yeah, you guys will get 10% off any purchases, and then it helps kick back some stuff for the show. But unlike, and I'm not trying to fucking call shit out to people who get sponsored or become affiliated with companies, but like, I don't fucking care about G Fuel. I don't care about like,
they're making enough cash.
I don't care about chairs. We're standing.
Yeah,
I play standing up. I don't care about chairs.
If you sit for your game streams all the time, you're doing your butt harm, okay? You're doing your legs harm. You're doing your belly harm.
Well, I don't know if that's actually true.
It's scientifically proven.
I don't know if that's true.
What were we gonna say?
The more you stroke your beard, the more true it is.
Huh?
Just say it more confidently and more bravado.
You know that if you sit down while you game for 8 hours, you will lose your leg.
You'll get ass cancer.
You will get butthole cancer.
Oh god, I'm getting off fucking track. Oh, okay. So
that did
sorry,
sound
hold on.
Confident, right?
Let me
affiliation
get back.
with
Affiliation.
Onnit. Yes.
Yeah. So
don't need no chairs.
So everybody else that I see on Twitch that gets sponsored by companies, I haven't really met, except for maybe like 2 or 3 people that really believe in the products that they're being like associated with. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? They're just kind of like, oh, I drink G Fuel.
I just did this because I need cash and I need people to like follow me.
You're a gamer.
And shit.
You like G Fuel, right? You know, like that's just
Isn't G Fuel not, sorry to interrupt, but isn't G Fuel not necessarily very healthy anyway?
Well, they had like a big scandal about lead being in it and like all this other shit.
Oh!
You know?
Like,
so I don't know if this was
like
true.
lead.
Again, like this is just, I don't know any investment in it, but what I do know is that anything that we associate with like the channel and the XP Talk Show, I want it to be stuff that I or you or like somebody that I know personally uses and has benefited from it. Mm-hmm. And I'm not just wearing an Onnit hat. I've got like Onnit equipment and workout equipment and supplements.
This dude loves his Onnit.
Dude, oh my god, they
But
have the
like,
best
so-
protein powder I've ever fucking had in my entire life.
So
You've
yes.
had- how many fucking
dude.
shakes have I made for
And
you?
they are delicious. I will say this, just someone as an outside party. It's like, yes, corporate greed, man. Like, no, not about that.
Yeah.
Like with this, like this is something that you have been passionate about for a long time.
I have a track record.
You have a track record. You got a lot of stuff. Like I think I tried. Yes, a long time ago, I tried the Alpha Brain, I think, and didn't really. I know I didn't necessarily have to feel the effects right away. Didn't work out for me necessarily, but like I got to that point because of, and this was years ago. So Steve's been at this for a hot minute. So like when he told me that he investigated trying to be affiliated by Onnit, I was like, dude, hell yeah! I wouldn't think of any other company that you especially would want to be affiliated with. Yeah, because you believe in it, right? Yeah, and it's like you want to promote it because of your positive experience. Yes. Right?
And not only that, but like I also believe the company's like standpoint on how they handle everything.
Great.
Like even like the supplements. Like if you were to have bought, did you buy Alpha Brain?
No, I did like a trial for it's just too expensive over the time for me.
Yeah. But so like you can do for every 30 CT bottle that you guys buy, like whether it's a energy supplement or like the nootropic, and a nootropic is like what you would use, it's like brain food to help you like focus and stuff more. You can try them they give you 30 pills, so like a full month's worth if you were to take it every day, and if you find no benefit, you can get your money back and you don't need to return anything. So there's no like the trial period or whatever is like
interesting.
The full 30 days, and if it doesn't work out, like you get your money back.
I think they might have not done that when I did that, but I think I literally just got like a trial bottle, so like it was either cheap or free or something like that.
Okay.
I'm trying to remember back, but it was a little while ago. But yeah, I mean, it's like you know, you seem to benefit from it. You believe in what they believe, and like that's exactly the company that you should try to affiliate yourself with.
And
like when people do,
they
like,
use science, just like
which is amazing, right?
Yeah, they're like, this is the clinical tested trial versus placebo, and then here's the study that was published and like how it affected performance or whatever it is, and it's the full spectrum. You know what I mean?
So yeah, that's like you're doing your research for the proper reason. It's like the people that are affiliated with like fucking G Fuel, which is just the douchiest thing when I say it, but like it's like
I don't have a problem
Fuel.
with it, mostly because like I understand that G Fuel is associated with gamers, but I can't help but think that it just doesn't like.
Have you ever tried G Fuel?
Yeah.
Is it actually like energy?
It's not my favorite way to get energy. I'd rather drink a cup of coffee. to me, it's like pre-workout, but so when I take the pre-workout that I take from Onnit, doesn't make me feel like I'm on crack cocaine.
Yeah.
Theirs does.
Ugh.
Like I feel like I'm on crack. It was at C2E2. That's what it was. They had like the punch bowls.
that's right. Yeah,
and I was like,
I'll
I'll have
samples.
some. And then I had like a 8-ounce cup.
Yeah.
And I drank it, and I was like,
you're all jittery.
Yeah, but I was like, why the fuck?
Because it's like, is it sugar? Is their form of energy, or is it like the other?
I don't even know. I have no idea what's in it. I just know that it didn't make me feel good. But again, that it's not actually probably a good way to try it, because if it wasn't being mixed, it was probably just all sitting concentrated on the bottom of the thing.
Right.
I don't know. People drink it. I don't have a problem with it. My problem is with dishonest belief in something that isn't like.
Right.
I don't know. It just
just get a feel.
But anyway, we're just talking about. We're going off on a tangent for too long. Basically, I'm excited to be a part of it, and I can't wait.
I'm excited to
post this shit for you.
Yeah. You get
Lee,
to we get to for the at the top of the show. Like I'm totally comfortable with this. We just top the show. Hey guys, before we get in the show, show sponsored by Onnit.
Yeah.
You can, if you go to this website, you type in this product code, and you get 10% off.
/DEXP. Dude, come on.
Onnit.com/level the fuck up. Well, that'll eventually get there. Soak it up, right? I mean, I think it's pretty cool. So we look forward to that. I think it's going to be super, super awesome. Right?
Oh, dude, holy shit.
Yeah.
I didn't know they came out with those.
What's good? What is good? I don't know what this god is.
Good, get good? Come on, dude. It's
Spell
like
it.
from fucking Dark Souls.
Spell it right, dude.
Anyways, do you want me to keep talking about my week, or were you
just
talking
keep
about
talking
yours?
your week? Like, I was just mentioning what we both were doing. So it's like,
oh yeah.
So we
hung out, watched Solo.
Yeah, hung out, watched Solo, had a few pizzas.
A few.
And I'm not exaggerating.
3 pizzas.
A few pizzas.
We ate collectively a whole pizza to ourselves, and then each a half
and then
a
pizza.
Half.
So a pizza and a half a person. Yeah, it was so fucking worth it though.
Oh yeah, dude.
It was so good.
Yeah, even on the last. So it was the last slice, and we had cut the pizzas into 4 slices, so it was a little bit easier to eat.
Yeah.
And then
And these were like thin, like
yeah, they were
pizzas,
thin crust pizzas,
like,
but there was a lot of toppings and shit on them. And then the last slice, he's like, "No, dude, you can have it." I'm like, "What if I cut this piece in half?" He's like, "Oh, okay."
I was like, I can't turn this down. But it was, and I was full at the end of that. Like it was.
You had
just,
some like medical help though, some herbal remedy help.
Yeah,
it made me braver for sure. I was ready to embark
so that
on
was cool. And then last Friday, I came out here.
Yeah.
So that was the week that we took off. That was a week. It was like a little burnout week. Both of us planning the wedding, starting a new job. I mean, like big stuff. So like, so last Friday night, Steve and I went out to Solomoth.
It was great.
Shout out to Solomoth Brewery in Naperville, Illinois.
They got a startup at Emporium downtown.
I saw that. Yes, I love it. Because like, so Solomoth expanded. They had some like sweet ass German food. We just drank a bunch of beers.
Yeah, hung out.
Right? Drank a bunch of beers.
Dude, we had a science talk show without anybody on us.
We absolutely did. I'm glad that you mentioned that, because I was like thinking of that in the moment. I was like, this is our show.
Yeah.
You know, and we're just literally out just drinking beer and having the same kind of conversation.
Yeah,
what did we talk about?
We were talking about like
video games.
We were talking about how it was like VR learning experiences and like how college is like sucked. Like the way to learn, like the best way that we were talking about like the best way to learn things.
Yeah.
And it got
definitely
into
conversations we've talked about on the show before.
Right.
You know, and it was just like, it was crazy, and just kind of another testament where it's like, this is just how we talk to each other.
Right.
You know, it's like, this is just how we converse. You
know?
The
talk show, the only time this conversation changes is that we're doing the show now.
Right.
That's the only time.
It's an acknowledgement.
And it's a lot more constructive.
Yeah.
Because we have to be, as opposed to be like, not drunkenly, but like we were drinking and like just fucking going literally everywhere.
And there was never a moment of just like, this is the end of this conversation.
Right.
You know, it
went on for like hours.
Bled into like, you know, this conversation after the other. So like, I had a blast, man. It was a good time, dude.
Yeah.
It was a good time.
Some
and then
beers hanging out with the homies.
And then next Saturday though, dude. Ooh. Man, this wedding's gonna be sick.
Yeah.
It's gonna be a long day too. So like, rest up.
I'm ready.
Right. Get some G Fuel.
I'm gonna be working on Friday night so that I can go to the brunch.
Nice. Okay. Cool. Yeah. So like the
it's not an all day thing, is it?
It's just the rehearsal and the lunch. That's pretty much it.
Okay. How late does it go into?
2-3 o'clock in the afternoon.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
I'll have to check with my boss because I'm pretty sure.
Yeah. We'll figure it out.
Yeah, I'll figure it out.
That's for after the show.
Yeah.
We're going to talk about scheduling.
Yeah.
So yeah, for those of you just dropping in, the Exp Talk Show podcast. Where's the logo?
What do you mean?
I mean, it's behind us, I know. But where's the logo?
Like the little corner thing?
Yeah. The Exp Talk Show podcast. We are here to talk about science field stuff. Thanks Schmo again for the host over there. I know we don't really shout you out during the show, but I'm getting hitched, bro. Yeah, it's gonna be good. Thanks for like updating other people about the show. Like, I really appreciate you guys shouting out on that. So we're here to talk. We have a couple of sciencey things to talk about. We're just talking about our past
XP
couple of weeks. There we go. Beautiful.
Maybe we just do this
In the background, big backdrop.
and then I just do
Throw it in the back.
bop.
Cool. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, we'll just keep that there. You guys cool with that? And I can put my head in front of it.
Yeah.
Just in case. All right. So yeah, we hung out. Job's stressed, but you're on the right track.
Yes.
You're kicking ass.
There's
taking
just
names.
a lot, dude.
Yeah.
There's
You're
a
learning
lot.
training.
This is like completely out of my element, so like it's been ramping up in terms of training.
Mm-hmm.
But it's been really good because like I've been learning new processes per week, and then as we're like, we would do processes, then a week of shadowing, processes, and then a week of shadowing, and it's cool to like this past week has been a whole lot less stressful because I haven't been able to ask, I have been able to ask a lot of questions because now I'm shadowing different departments, and the things are starting to click in my brain.
Nice.
So it's just
that
like
moment where you're just like
all these separate ideas are now
Yeah.
converging, and
Yeah.
I'm like seeing numbers and shit, and my fucking eyes roll in the back of my head, and I
you're,
solve problems.
You're Rain Manning it.
Yeah,
It's like all the numbers and stuff like that everywhere.
yeah,
Just so good.
And I'm back into it.
Man, technology's great.
I know. Wait
so,
until you guys get back, because when we get back from the show, I'm gonna be working with Lee to get some like more fun scenes in here. That'll be like,
and it's just gonna be super dongy.
yeah,
It's gonna
I'm
be
ready
super
to dong it up.
Dongulous over here.
Yeah.
So that's radical. Let's all send some positive vibes to his way. If you ever watch his show or watch his stream whilst he's gaming and stuff,
Yeah.
please just send it to him, right?
I appreciate it. All of you guys.
Gosh, what like other than
What
just,
else came? Yeah, what else were you doing?
other than just like fucking executing and planning the shit out of this wedding? Yeah, Elaine was at her bachelorette weekend a week before that.
Mm-hmm.
Got our marriage license, by the way.
Bam.
Or at least set it
So you're
up.
already.
We just have to get
you
the
have to sign
officiant
it
to
there?
sign it.
Okay.
The officiant has to sign it, and then I think we're going to turn it in, and then it's legal.
Gotcha.
A fish, right?
And then you
Which
can
is
file
huge.
for taxes together.
Yeah. I don't know what that's going to do, but
It's cheaper. I don't
I
know.
guess I don't know what's going to happen. So, but yeah,
Google
there's
it.
that, and then like afterwards we had like a nice lunch. And yeah, dude, I've just been like just blasting through it.
You gotta do the blood sacrifice
everything.
first, and then you're golden.
Yeah, we're gonna do a goat sacrifice at the wedding around a pentagram in the ground with surrounded by candles.
Mm-hmm.
We got to do the goat sacrifice.
Yep.
Right.
Hail Satan.
Hail Satan. Hail Satan. You ever watch that? You ever watch Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell?
Yeah, of course.
Oh my god, dude!
Did
It's
you
still
see
on Hulu.
Did you see? Have you seen the episode where he does the training videos?
Yes, so good, and he just like raps the same
Straight out of
thing.
Hades.
Straight out of Hades.
And then he's forced to watch like all 500 episodes he was making. Oh, it's so funny.
That show is fucking hilarious, and I wish they brought that back.
Yeah.
But like, I don't foresee them doing it because Henry Zembrowski also has his podcast.
Oh.
That he does with a couple of the guys. The last podcast on the left. You should listen to it.
I need to listen to that.
It's dope. It's like it's centered around like UFO conspiracy,
Cool.
like serial murderers
Cool.
and murder mystery
just
kind
a bunch
stuff.
of like, not conspiracy theory stuff, but like
They take-
interesting life.
Yeah,
Shit.
mainly like murders and shit, and like serial killers and stuff, which is cool. But they did an episode about flat earthers, which I thought was fascinating. But they're just hilarious, and
Yeah.
and so they go on tour and stuff now. So I don't foresee them bringing the show back, unfortunately.
I don't
But
think
like
so.
because I think they're just pushing this podcast a lot.
I mean, that show, like, don't get me wrong, I love the show, but it wasn't like, there wasn't really like a plot.
Like a sustainable like line. Yeah.
It could literally it could disappear for years, come back, and it'd pick up
Right.
where it left off.
Because it wasn't a cohesive story. It was just
Yeah,
like
for those of you guys who don't know what
Yeah.
Your Pretty Face is Going to Hell is basically it was like you get punished in hell for like 100 or so years, and then you work in a cubicle.
Yeah.
Similar to like a Comcast call center, except
Right.
your cubicle is dedicated to like torturing the individuals.
Right. So it's basically
hell.
it's them just kind of going through like wacky things in hell that they do, and it's just like it's hilarious, it's gritty, and it's a little offensive. At
It's on
times.
Hulu, it's on Amazon. You can watch it on not Amazon, sorry. You can watch it on AdultSwim.com.
Nah.
One of my favorite things about Adult Swim, all their shows are available to watch on the web.
And a lot of them are on Hulu now too.
That's awesome.
Yeah, which is just because like, yeah, I'm gonna try. I gotta watch more.
I like that.
Speaking of Adult Swim shows, I know I mentioned at the top, like before we talked.
Yeah.
Harvey Birdman, Eternally Lost, coming back.
Harvey Birdman's coming back.
Harvey Birdman, Attorney General, is going to be this new show, and I'm so fucking excited. And I think I heard that Stephen Colbert is coming back as Phil Ken 7, so he's like voicing his old characters and stuff too.
I'm not as familiar with that show. I need to go back and watch it.
Yo, especially with someone with ADD, you'll fucking love it.
Yeah, I didn't want. See, I like Aqua Teen only a little bit. I didn't like that style of animation. So when I saw that Harvey Birdman, and I like the Brack show, as weird as that sounds.
Yeah. Brack show's good.
Brack show's stupid. Like
The animation of Harvey Birdman it's
insane.
It's good. It's
Yeah.
like, and that's one reason why I love it, and like how I think it's funny, because like they do those like exaggerated like
Posing
animation
and stuff.
style. Yeah,
I like
right.
C-Lab. I don't know what the fuck. Why didn't
Yeah.
I watch it? Maybe it's because of the time.
Yeah.
Like when it was
Sometimes it's like I feel, and this is what I thought about. Like I've been watching Harvey Birdman for a number of years now, but it's like earlier when a lot of those like C-Lab and Brack Show and Space Ghost and all that kind of stuff. At the time when I'm like kind of a younger kid that has like vicious ADD, like I couldn't pay attention because it was kind of like drier humor.
Yeah, I think
like a lot of
that's
those
why-
shows were very like
Yeah.
dry, dark humor, so it's like you couldn't really catch on to it. But when you're an adult, then you're just like, this is fucking hilarious. And then
Yeah.
you can't help but read it. So,
Yeah, it makes sense.
man, I love that. Cartoons
Anything
are
else?
great. Dude, that's it. I mean,
Any
everything's
new
just the way.
movies? A bunch of people were telling me Venom was actually pretty entertaining.
I heard of that too, and I'm like very fascinated by that because
Yeah.
it just looked like shit.
Somebody who saw the movie described it, and it was the weirdest description I've fucking ever heard. They
Yeah.
were like, "It's Imagine Liar Liar," and I was like, "What?"
What?
Yeah, and they were like, "Imagine Liar Liar," where like Jim Carrey is like he's telling everyone he's Venom, but like nobody believes him. Like that's the whole movie. I'm like,
Oh, what?
that's a weird comparison. I don't believe that at all.
But Venom is like an actual like villain, like actually
Yeah.
fuck shit up.
Yeah.
Interesting. All right, we'll have to. I don't know if I would pay to see that.
Yeah, I'm gonna wait till it's on my Plex.
Ditto. What I am excited for
For those of you guys who would like to join the Discord, can I get an exclamation point Discord in the chat? I've spent a lot of time on this. We're gonna have movie
Check it
nights
out.
and shit, bro.
I love that. I love that. So everybody can watch. Get it? You guys can watch the same movie at the same time.
Yes. Same
Well,
movie, same
Can
time.
you get me back? Can you
Yeah,
get me back
yeah,
here?
of course.
Am I looking? I'm like looking in the wrong camera.
Yeah, I like that.
Okay. God, that makes me laugh.
Yeah.
But 2 days from now, actually, I think the movie's out now. But 2 days from now, me and a few friends are gonna go see Last Man, the new Ryan Gosling like NASA movie about the first
cool.
landing of the moon.
Nice. Nice.
I want to try to get super big.
Nice.
We'll see.
Yeah, that's a good way to
I'm
do
gonna
it.
try it. I'm gonna try it. We'll see. Can't wait.
Don't get baked and watch what was that movie with what's that movie I didn't like that you were like, oh, that's amazing. Space, monkeys, obelisk.
Oh, 2001.
Yeah, 2001: A Space Odyssey. I would have appreciated it if it was 30 minutes and it just like sped through that shit, and then the monkeys at the end, and I was like, oh shit.
Dude, this was
and
the
then
70s.
I'm done.
This was the 70s. People were like, I don't even know what I'm watching
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah, neither did I, and I'm in fucking 2018, bro.
All right, it's cool. Different strokes, different folks, bro.
Yeah. What else?
People
Anything
love their
else?
science fiction. I just want this fucking wedding to happen.
Yeah.
Right? We're
It's
planning
almost
stuff.
like you're like blue balls at this point, because it's
know.
like you already got everything prepared and you're just
yeah.
ready to
That's
fucking
very
go.
very much like it.
Yeah,
I
and
still
you're
have to
talking
write
to
our
everyone
vows.
and you're like doing all that. I'm
still-
so
yeah.
stoked for this venue for you, man.
Oh,
It's at a brewery. They got their own fucking specific beer.
Let me tell the good people what this beer is going to be.
Yeah.
So yes, shout out to Old Irving Brewing Company,
Yes.
also in the northwest side of Chicago. Mwah. Beautiful people.
Yep.
Well, beautiful people. Great company, great beer, great food. Just amazing experience that we've done so far. And we've been working with the head brewer / co-owner, and it's going to be a Georgia peach rooibos tea, double dry hopped saison.
IPA?
Saison. Soak that shit up right now. I'm gonna say that again. I'm gonna say it slower, and I'm gonna say it even more bubbly. Okay, ready? A Georgia peach rooibos tea, double dry hopped saison. And that's my beer. That's the beer for the wedding. So it's gonna be amazing, and I can't wait. Yeah, that's gonna be good. But so we're gonna be gone for Halloween this year, unfortunately, which kind of blows.
So am I.
But we're gonna be in
Scotland.
We're gonna be in Scotland at the time.
Scotland.
We're gonna be in Edinburgh, and we're gonna do like these like underground haunted tours. Yeah. So like fucking, we're going to like.
I'm gonna be back in time for Halloween.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be in Aquabat, I think. I got.
Nice.
Never mind. I'll wait till my turn.
Yeah, no, dude, go. I'm done.
Okay.
I have nothing else.
I'll hang out with this guy. I started my new job, and I've just been doing a lot of training. So you guys haven't been seeing me stream as much, which I would apologize for, but I'm over it.
Never apologize for anything.
Seriously, I really appreciate. The one thing I will say is that you guys have been so supportive of me taking breaks, and like the one question that I've been like asking myself a lot lately is, you know, will this benefit? It's not like will this make me happy? It's like, what will this make my soul happy?
Will you be happy to your very core?
Yeah.
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 Yeah, and when I get that answer, man, like I hear it. You know what I mean? It's not like God or whatever. It's like my consciousness is like, yo, dude, you had like a rough week. You probably should like on a Tuesday. Yeah. My dad was in town, and like he lives like really far away from me now, like 2.5 hours away from me. It's not really far away, but it's a trek to go out there and a trek to come back, right? And
it's just not the easiest time.
Yeah, and I had a stream scheduled, and like old Steve would have been like, well, I got a stream scheduled, like I don't know if I can like hang out and do shit. And so I asked that question, and I was like, you know what, I don't get to see my dad often, you know, and like it would really make me happy.
Yeah,
happier than like a stream would.
I think that adds an element of like from the view. I'm not gonna speak for all of the viewers that are here right now, but like I think it, from a viewing perspective, it gives you a level of respect for the person that you're watching, because you're like, oh yeah, he's a real fucking human being, and he has other things that he needs to accomplish.
Yeah.
Like those streamers that are like Monday through Sunday.
Yeah.
You know, Sunday through Saturday, all day, every day, and it's just like, I know you have stuff that you have to be doing right now.
Yeah.
Right? Even if that is your 100% job.
Some of them do a pretty good job of like incorporating it into stream, but like you can tell when somebody's burnt out.
Yeah, know? Not only just burnt out, but like you know that things come up.
Right.
Like things are like, hey man, I'm only gonna be in town for this night, and I haven't seen you in a decade. You wanna hang out? No man, I got my stream. Yeah, right. Are you fucking kidding me? Like, what kind of pile of garbage are you? So I think it's respectable is was my point.
Thank you.
It's like you gotta give that time to yourself. You gotta like, hold on. Yeah, you're right. This in my brain, if you were to make a snap decision of like, should I stream or should I do this?
Yeah.
And if it's do this, you should just not hesitate and be like, I'm doing this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like yesterday I was like,
stretch it out.
What was it? I was like, oh, okay, well we could go out and like do something, we could stay home depending on the weather, and it cleared up. And we ended up going uptown, like Chinatown, like getting some food. And it was like, and that question, I used to just stop at like, will this make me happy? But like sometimes it's like a really selfish question.
Yeah, how is this gonna benefit me?
Right. Like what is this? What is happiness at that level? But when I ask like, will this? And I use the word soul because like, to me, like that's your core. That's like your consciousness. You know what I mean? It's the unbiased.
Yeah, right.
It's the unbiased portion. It's not religious. It's just like this portion of myself that like knows from unknown experiences that it would benefit me.
Exactly.
As opposed to like the ego part where it's like it goes off of. I heard this really awesome quote. It was like the ego goes off of only things that it previously knows, and that's it. That's the only thing it goes off of. So like, yes, you've gone to the city before and you had a bad time getting up there, and that's like ego talking, or like the small person inside you talking.
Yeah.
The caveman brain part. But like the other part is
brain.
like the like overarching like, this could change your life maybe. You could run into something like really good or bad or whatever. It's
you
like
could
the
step,
variable
step
of the
on
unknown.
$1,000.
Yeah, sure.
You could find $1,000.
But yeah, so I've been doing that a lot more.
That's
so
cool.
that's been good.
That's
and
cool,
then what was I gonna say? The
oh, thanks.
the blah, 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 blah. The sorry, I'm fucking
ADD is fine.
Yeah,
You guys are seeing it in real time.
What else?
ADD. What else you got going on, dude?
Okay, so we had that. Taking a little bit more breaks.
Hang out with your daddy.
Hey, hung out with my dad and my sister. We watched the movie Upgrade. Have you ever seen that movie?
No.
Oh fuck, that is a good movie.
Really?
Yeah.
It's about the guy that like gets robotic or whatever the fuck. Or
Yeah, he gets like a neural implant to help him walk again, and then
Really?
it's like it's
because
pretty
that
cool.
movie looked
Silly
like it
as fuck.
sucked.
Yeah. Oh, I didn't pay for it, so it was good.
Well,
you know,
good.
Plex
Yeah,
server,
yeah.
right? So, but it was one of those.
We pay for movies, guys. We pay for
Plex
movies.
is my favorite service.
We
Plex.
pay for movies.
You
I
pay
swear.
for movies. You have a lot of huge movie library. But anyway,
No, I don't, dude. I paid for all my movies, bro.
Your iTunes library? Yeah, you paid for all your iTunes, bro.
Come on, bro. You're like grabbing me out, dude.
What was I gonna say? Oh yeah, so we watched the movie Upgrade, which is
yeah.
a fucking crazy movie.
Can I
Like,
open the window?
yeah, let me do that. Yeah.
It's a little warm. It's a little warm in here, man. Thanks, dude.
Yeah, so we watched the movie Upgrade. My dad like freaked out about it. I already saw it. This is my third time seeing it.
Okay.
I was like, I like that movie.
Nice.
It's like rip off Tom Hardy. That's what the actor is like.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. Yeah, he was in Prometheus.
I don't know. I never saw Prometheus.
Man, I think you should give that a watch too. A lot
That's
of
a
people
long
didn't like
movie.
it. Yeah, but it's like
Isn't it
visually
like 3
entertaining.
hours?
No. It's like two, a little over 2.
Okay,
think.
as long as it's not 3, because that's I will only do that for Lord of the Rings.
That's what. Oh, dude.
Like
Cheers
undirect,
to
I'll
that.
do
Hell
that
yeah.
because that I know I'm gonna be great the whole
It's like
time.
just
But anyway,
glued to your seat. Yeah.
Watched
Upgrade.
Upgrade, hung out with my
sis.
dad, hung out with my sister. Me and Christina have been doing the stream a little bit more when I am streaming. So she came over and we played a scary game called The Conjuring House, which is way scary. The voice acting sucks dick. So that's the only thing that sucks is like you'll get scared, but like this, as soon as fucking dialogue happens out of your character's mouth, it's like shut the fuck up. I am no
What's your
longer
best
scared.
impression? What's your
This wasn't here before. It's like fucking. It's like The Room.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah, it's
it was
like
over exaggerated.
Yeah, he's like trying to be afraid. He's like, "What was that?" Or like you'll go like to tell your character you need a flashlight. They make some. Like you walk into like a noise or whatever into the bathroom, and then the lights shut off, and he's like, "Oh, it's so dark, I can't see anything. I should find a flashlight." Instead
and
of being
just
like,
kind of like
"Oh,
gives it to you. Yeah.
yeah," there's no like scared, like it just ruins it. But
Yeah.
luckily, and for all those of you playing the Conjuring House, there's a volume for voices specifically for your character. Turn that shit all the way down and read.
I was just gonna say, like, because what came to mind, if you didn't have an audio track that basically told you what to do,
Subtitles.
that would,
turn
not
that
even,
shit off.
yeah, all any sort of dialogue or wording, right? Because then you have to think about literally in your own mind, like what you would need,
Yeah.
right? That makes the game much more difficult. I
Yeah,
think.
immersive. Yeah, I'm like, I can't see. I need a flashlight. I'm like,
Right.
well, obviously, you know,
Yeah.
like I'll find it somewhere.
Interesting.
But anyway,
Okay.
so that we're playing that.
So scary, not scary game.
Scary. Well, it's scary. It is scary. Like
Yeah, okay.
it's you can't attack anything. There's no like weapons. You have
just gotta like
so
run
the idea
from everything.
Yes, and it's in this giant house making constant fucking
Of
old
course.
house noises. And like the scares sometimes are like very stereotypical, but for the most part, like the mechanic is there's safe areas in the house that you can go to because the person that you were trying to find before you found them in the beginning of the game created these rooms with like paper and enchantments and whatever to keep the demon ghost thing that's haunting this house out.
Oh, okay.
So this thing will be like, you'll be like walking down the hallway and then it just like fucking black smoke emerges from the wall and then just starts chasing you. And you're just sprinting through this house, opening doors and shit and like trying to find the spot that you found that like one time that's safe on that floor. And then you're just like, you have to wait in the room until
Damn.
like the violins quell and like all that other shit, and then you're just like, okay, I can leave safely now.
I'm so glad I found back to my safe house.
Yes,
like,
exactly.
It's like, it hypes up so much scariness, and then it just completely just shuts it off when
Right.
the voice acting comes in. That's crazy,
I beat
man.
Spider-Man PS4, which is
Yes.
so fucking good. Oh my god.
I
If
can't-
you're not
you-
playing
I-
Spider-Man, you're fucking up. Go get that shit right now. Like, go get it. If you got a PS4, play that game. It's so good. Everything about that game is great.
So, did you like complete 100% that game?
No, not yet.
Okay, because
I'm
that's what I was
working
curious.
on it.
Okay, but you beat like the storyline? Is
I
there like
beat
a
the
campaign?
story mode, yeah.
Okay, so because I
The boss
remember.
fight at the end, oh my god. That clip that I posted on Instagram that with no context of me just geeking out, like that was just one portion of the game. The end of the game leaves open to much more like things that could possibly happen, like DLC, new campaigns, like all this other shit.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I
And
need
it's
to get
non-canon,
this.
so it's fucking insane.
I need to
Let
get
me
this.
mute this really.
Because I'm
All
not
right, I
planning
can't
on
tell
getting
you.
it. Nope.
All right.
He was muting it because he was going to give me a spoiler on this game, but I told him no because I got to play it too.
Oh my god.
I know.
Bruh.
I unfortunately didn't get a chance to play Detroit Become Human.
Sure.
Yeah.
Did you give it
like,
back
was crazy.
already?
I have the disc with me, so I have it with you to give back to you. Because I'm going to be
Wait.
gone for a month, like for
Oh,
a few
yeah.
weeks. Yeah. So
I might
I'm not gonna
replay
see
it because I really like that game.
Yeah. But I want to eventually play it, but I just had to give it back to you because I would have felt bad holding on to it for so long.
Yeah, but it's not mine.
Whose is it?
It's Jay's.
Okay, even more so. Oh, it's Jay's copy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah.
We'll work on it. Okay. Anyway, that's beside the point.
Yeah.
That's outside talk show talk.
Outside talk show talk.
You want to get
what
into
else?
science, dude? Or unless
Wait,
you got,
hold on.
yeah, you got.
Let's
You
see
got
if
more
I got
stuff.
one more.
Just squeeze it out. Just
Oh, my computer fucked up, and then I fixed that with some help of some good friends.
here we are.
Man,
Man,
I'm
that's
gonna
like the
have
most
to build
terrifying.
another computer.
Really,
Yeah,
man.
for sure.
Donating computer parts if you guys have any.
We're scheduling the makeup thing for all the because you guys bought my fucking ticket to TwitchCon and then some.
You guys are fucking crazy ass people. Man.
Crazy shit. Yeah, during my like job search, you guys paid for those of you guys who are new, my awesome homies in the chat helped pay for my way to TwitchCon and then also helped donate half of that money towards MAPS, which is the Multidisciplinary Association of Psychedelic Studies. We'll get into the science after I explain this, but those guys who don't know, there's a cure for PTSD, all right? The cure for PTSD is a treatment that is conducted by the Multidisciplinary Association of Psychedelic Studies. Of course, there's probably other cures for PTSD, but probably this is the most, this is the only thing that I'm aware of that cures somebody with PTSD 100%, and then after their 11th or 12th session of therapy, they no longer need anything to be PTSD free. They don't need to be prescribed antipsychotics. They don't need to continue therapy. Nothing. It's insane. We've raised 70% of our goal. Our goal is to get $1,500 by the end of the year, which I think we will crush it. I'm probably going to do a marathon or something during the weekend. If you want to help with that one weekend, that'd be cool.
Hell yeah.
We could do game night or something.
Can I show my butt?
No.
For bits, I will.
Don't do that. No, you
For
can't.
dollars, I
No,
will.
you
I
can't.
will show my
Nope.
butt.
Nope.
For dollars
Nope.
to maps.
Won't happen. You can't do that.
I'm just kidding. I'm not gonna show my butt.
Thank you.
My
for
butt.
saying
My
that.
butt is a golden butt, so
It's
you
a
guys
golden
can't.
butt.
You guys can't see it.
Um.
It's for my butt only.
But yeah, if you guys have any questions on that, those are the links right there. We've been working with maps for the past year now.
It's been a minute.
Almost a year.
It's been a minute.
Well, it hasn't been It hasn't been a year because it's still going on. Once
Yeah.
the year's up, it's done. But yeah. That's been good. Let's get into the science.
That is
bros.
precisely a golden butt.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into some science. So if you guys have joined us for the show, this is kind of like the bulk of our conversation that we usually have. We like to kind of give you guys that little backstory about us the last week or last 2 weeks, so you guys get a little peek into our lives. But we're here for science, dude.
True.
So Steve and I are huge advocates of science, and we want to make sure that we share any sort of information that we have, talk about our opinions on society or some sort of scientific, universal, trippy mind thingy thing, and make sure we have a great discussion about it between us, and then we are able to join have you guys join us with it as well. So throughout the entire conversation, if you guys got comments, questions, you just put them in the chat stuff. We'll talk about it. Oh, so we got a couple things that we're going to chat about. Mine is more discussion based.
Okay.
What do you think?
Which one?
You want to go first with my discussion based, or do you want to start with your stuff? I am totally cool either way.
Discussion based. Do you think it's going to be like something we extrapolate on and talk for a bit?
I feel like we might.
Okay, then I'll go first because mine will be like a little bit shorter and sweeter.
Okay.
Well, speaking of MDMA, octopuses rolling on MDMA reveal an unexpected link to humans. You heard me.
Say it again slower.
Yeah, octopuses rolling, aka
Tripping.
oh, dude, on MDMA. Have an unexpected link to humans. So this is the title of the article.
From where? Where's the article come from?
This article is from inverse.com, but it's been on Popular Science. It's been on a bunch of different websites. It was a scientific study conducted at
NASA.gov.
No, hold on one second. What the fuck?
You're looking for where the study was done?
Yeah, hold on.
Looking for the school. There's a PhD. I saw a PhD. A PhD right there. Jolyn and her colleague. Oh, yeah, something like
University of Chicago.
that. Oh, no shit.
Bam! We from there,
Chicago's
son.
Marine Biology Division, man.
Whoop.
Like, there are no octopi around us here in Chicago because I'm pretty sure there's no octopuses in Lake Michigan. I'm pretty sure there's not.
There's not.
So this is very interesting and fascinating, and much respect to our friends in Chicago.
All right. So, what they did was they submerged octopuses into a central solution of MDMA because you don't really know how to like administer MDMA to an octopus, right?
Right.
And the test. Let me just explain the differences really quick between octopuses and humans. So, octopuses differ from humans in many ways, far beyond the obvious, like tentacles and head.
They look different.
Yes.
That's one.
So they're a heap of no bones, 33,000 genes, and are believed to be Earth's first intelligent beings. They are utterly different from all other animals with a central brain that surrounds the esophagus. So like, essentially like this part, right, of humans. And 2/3 of their neurons are in their arms. Their arms act as like brains to a certain degree.
That's
which
so
is
cool.
Fucking cool.
That's so cool.
They separated from humans by more than 500 million years of evolution. But despite the differences between octopuses and humans, they found a single crucial similarity. Let's see. The brain of the California two-spot octopus contains a serotonin transporter that enables the binding of MDMA, much like human brains. This means that serotonin, believed to help regulate mood, social behavior, sleep, and sexual desire, is an ancient neurotransmitter that's shared across vertebrate and invertebrate species, meaning that at some point, we were all on the same fucking playing field.
Top of the tree, guys. Tree of life.
Yes. Dude, that's fucking nuts.
It's real.
And this was just like, I'm gonna dip an octopus into MDMA.
Yeah, what made them think like, let's just drug
And
the
that
fuck
this
out of
like
stuff?
study helped like understand that everybody, and I mean every living organism, invertebrate and not invertebrate, was at the same point producing serotonin, had ancient neurotransmitter receptors. Like these neurotransmitter receptors have been around before humans became intelligent species.
That's crazy.
So that's super important. But anyway,
yeah, I think I have a great transition into the next thing for tonight.
Okay.
Just keep going, dude.
Yeah.
Give it to the people, too.
Yeah. So let's see.
So what makes me think about this? Because like you're talking about some of those like neural kind of pathway stuff in their tentacles and everything.
Yeah.
If you've seen the movie Life, you see that yet?
I don't
Ryan
think so.
Gosling. No,
No.
not Ryan.
No, I haven't.
But it's. I actually really enjoyed it. It was like everyone hated it, but I actually really enjoyed it. But long story short, it's about this crew of space people that are like on like the equivalent of the International Space Station, and they get like hit by this debris or this like abandoned ship or something, and then they get infected with this like little tiny organism that they found that was like the first extraterrestrial life, and it turned out to be like this little organism that was all muscle and all brain.
same time.
Yeah. So it was like
fuck.
hyper intelligent, and it like absorbed its surrounding. So like the concept behind like what this extraterrestrial life was, it was like very fascinating.
It's like an octopus.
Yeah.
Um,
Sorry, that was like kind of
okay, no worries.
I thought about it,
Yeah. So recent studies illustrate a shift in thinking that have shown that invertebrates like sea slugs, bees, crabs all display various cognitive, behavioral, and physiological phenomena that suggest internal states reminiscent of emotions, which is pretty fucking big.
It is.
This is why the fact that octopuses can bind serotonin is so important. Serotonin is a key mitigator of the emotional aspects of human behavior and sociality. That octopuses, one of the most advanced invertebrates, have a similar pathway geared towards social behavior, despite the fact that their brains are organized very differently, suggests that sociality is spread across the animal kingdom. Meaning that serotonin receptors are responsible for pretty much every structure of anything living that has a serotonin receptor.
Damn.
So this is just another thought coming to me because I'm reading this. We're in the moment right now, but if the lack of serotonin being produced in our brains from the result of social media and not being connected is causing us to feel disconnected and isolate ourselves from everyone else, that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Because we need to find a way to up our serotonin levels, whether it's like physical activity
Connect.
or social.
It's all about
things.
connect.
Like even like, what was it? By hugging somebody for like a minute, it literally produces more serotonin in your body. For a minute? All right.
No, we don't have to minute.
It just feels good, man. It just feels good.
Serotonin.
Hug your friends.
Serotonin squeeze. Give him a serotonin squeeze.
That sounds way
Give him
weirder than a hug.
Give him a squeeze of serotonin, dude.
Okay, hold on one second. Okay, there
that's
have been
funny.
studies showing that serotonin is
science.
important for social behaviors for both invertebrates and vertebrates. And this really confirms to me that it's true that serotonin is conserved across hundreds of millions of years of evolution. So this became clear when they observed two octopuses that acted after they were bathed in MDMA.
Bathed in it.
Individual octopuses were put in the middle zone of a glass aquarium that was divided into three. From the middle zone, the subject octopus had the option to move into the zone on either side of it. On one side, there was another octopus in a cage, and on the other, there was a novel toy object. It was a stormtrooper figure.
What, man? They're using Star Wars.
Sociality was sociality was measured by the number of seconds the subject octopus spent on the side with the caged octopus compared to the stormtrooper side. 5 octopuses were used in the control experiment, and 4 were used during the MDMA trial. Watching the individual control octopuses, those that hadn't been bathed in MDMA, during the 30-minute test sessions, the researchers found that all of the octopuses spent more time with the stormtrooper when the social chamber contained a male. When the social chamber contained a female, both male and female octopuses tentatively explored that area. They would push against the wall and sort of delicately touch the container that had the octopus in it. But when these octopuses were on MDMA, they were not delicate with their movements towards the caged individuals. After being placed in a bath with MDMA for 10 minutes and then washed with saline for 20 minutes, and they re-entered the 3-zone aquarium, this time around they spent significantly more time with the other octopus, whether it was male or female, and the 8-armed hugging commenced.
So there is we're a lot more connected than we know we are.
Right.
Yeah.
And it's
That's cool.
yeah, so basically like this bath
Through
they went from like
drugs.
avoiding each other essentially, or like very very like adamantly not paying attention to each other, to like, come here, bruh.
Yeah.
Like hug, bro. It
Give
was
me a
crazy.
hug.
So
So we basically have to all bathe in MDMA to start like loving each other.
well, so the way
That's the cure.
the
That is the cure to like
way-
our divide that's going on in this country. Just like, in fact, swim in MDMA, man.
Well, the key component, for those of you guys who don't know, like we're not advocates of like taking substances illegally or whatever it is, and all of the stuff that we do talk about is related to science, including like the PTSD trials and all that stuff. And the reason why like the PTSD trials are so exciting and show so much results is because of how it interacts with the brain. So like you're not we talked last time, and you weren't here for this. I can show a clip if you guys want, but we talked last time about how you have a default mental pathway, and sometimes that pathway is negative. So like I had somebody who, and I'm gonna use foul language, not in any way to hurt anybody else. Somebody came into my chat on Sunday and called me a faggot.
Got it.
Right? So I was like, all right, bro, like, listen, it doesn't like affect me. You know what I do when I'm like hurt and I'm upset? I go into other people's chats and I call them names.
You lash out.
Yeah, you lash out. Like, you're hurt, you know? Like, you don't know how to process your emotions. Sometimes you come in here and, like, people will troll you or do whatever the fuck they want, and they'll be upset about it. And we had, like, it happened, and I was like, listen, we don't need, like, everybody who's here, like, you don't need to ban this person. You don't need to delete anything like that. And you just leave it. That's totally fine. And I was like, I hope you enjoy the channel, and, like, I hope you feel welcome here. You know, because, like, anybody who comes in and says that, like, the automatic assumption for most people is ban this person, get them the fuck out of here. They don't belong, right?
Because they want that reaction out of it.
Well, it's not even that. I mean, they could be really hurting. The default, like, when you read that, it could be two ways. It could be like, you know, you think this person is attacking you, or they're trying to get a reaction, or they're trying to get attention. Yeah. Which is 9 times out of 10 the thing. Attention, because they don't get the attention that they need outside of whatever. So
they need to go to the extremes.
And I'm a target. I was wearing a fucking tie-dye t-shirt. I got a mustache. I'm wearing glasses. Like, I can see how I could be a target because, you know, that's it. That's like, I'm online already. That's like, you're broadcasting yourself online, whatever. Yeah. But, so we stopped and he's like, I'm sorry. Like, he apologized, and then he's like, or he said something along the lines of like, I want to hurt myself or I want to kill myself. Damn. And I was like, dude, that's heavy. Like, I'm not a professional. Can we get somebody to post the like suicide hotline chat? And then the whole chat was like, you should really talk to somebody professionally, like all this stuff. And then it.
Damn, what a turn.
Yeah.
What a turn from the like the traditional kind of way you think that like an online gaming chat would
go. But circling back to that like perspective, that default mental pathway, that negative default mental pathway, is easy to access because we're so used to doing it. But, and I'm not saying that I needed that, because obviously this is a scenario where I wasn't on drugs. It just happened because I try to do that, like when I'm doing the show or doing my own thing. MDMA allows for the brain to process and handle things in different ways. And it's more prone to going into the uncomfortable and talking about those things comfortably. So that was like the whole point. And the fact that they're testing this on an octopus and it's doing the complete opposite, because they're normally antisocial. That's what they were talking about in this whole. The rest of the article I'm not going to get into and read off to you guys, but essentially the way an octopus operates for most of its life is that it's independent and scavenges for food, and it doesn't do anything unless it needs to mate. And that's then crazy, the females, they guard their eggs, literally starve to death, and use their remains to feed the baby octopuses that are hatched. Ugh. So you're talking about like
sacrificing yourself.
Now imagine like a situation where I'm not saying this would be, you know, this isn't crazy. This isn't crazy. I think that's how the ocean developed these animals. That's why they camouflage, like all this stuff. But imagine if they were organized. You're talking about a fucking octopus being able to take down a great white shark or a dolphin. Because they're some of the smartest animals ever. Like
great white, or the like giant octopuses.
Oh my god, giant
those
squids.
Things are giant squids. Those are fucking crazy.
Oh my god.
And they can take out a shark. It's insane.
Yeah, of course they can.
But it's all the evolution of it. It's all like kind of the progression.
We don't know how deep that shit is. I mean, I don't even know. Yeah.
It goes dark and deep, I'd say. Yeah. But that's it's just the unknown. That's totally what it is. It's just like the unknown of how not only from like fossil record and, you know, and just scientific evidence from the entire planet about like the progression of evolution in a bunch of different species, but it's like we still don't know what the brain is like.
But how cool is it that a substance that like works on humans now we found out works on octopi? And, like, I mean,
I wouldn't be surprised that it works on more animals, more similar beings.
Well, they were saying it works on bees and it works on like all the. I want to see like. Go ahead, do these things. You know?
Any sort of self-sustaining organism that's like got limbs and a fucking brain or whatever. Right. There's got to be a way that it has to affect them to some degree too. So.
Right. But just really quick before we like transition. So, the last excerpt from the scientist who helped conduct this study. He says, what this says to me is that the brain of an octopus, the neural circuits and transmitters that are required for social behavior must exist, and they are just suppressed most of the time. And that most likely has to do with the environment that they're in. Yeah. Right? Similar to like how You know, like for me, my ADHD happened because there was stress in the household. So like my brain circuitry transformed to cope with the environment that I was in.
Yeah.
So
as
like,
it does with all of ours.
everybody,
Yeah.
everybody's like brain structure, all that, metabolism, it all transforms
If
based on the world around.
If you grow up with a silver spoon, most of the time, not every time, most of the time, you turn out to be a dick when you grow up. Because your brain is fed that way, quite literally, no pun intended. But it's like your brain is that it develops in that way where it's just like, I'm just given everything I wanted. So when something is not given to me when I want it, my brain shuts down. So it's like not really their fault, but they also don't do anything to correct it, you know. And especially the people that are, you know, their parents and stuff like that also just don't give a fuck. When it comes down to it, so.
Well, like, I mean, there's a whole...
Very interesting. That's a whole nother discussion.
That's a really, that's a whole
cool.
nother discussion. I think,
Which is,
like, there's a lot more
and
in-depth in that shit, and some
Family
people who has, like,
I need to see your manager. Like, yeah, that's
you need
100%.
the right haircut.
Yeah, you need that fucking swoopy, like, that swoopy...
Dyed, like 3 different colors.
Yeah.
Bleached.
I need to see your manager, because I'm not getting what I want.
Oh, God.
Wait, you're saying you won't give this to me for free?
I don't miss retail at all.
You won't return my device from 3 years ago?
But yeah, that's my
bollocks, I say.
That was my whole article. I thought it was fascinating.
That's amazing. And so again, it's like with especially these studies, like we've talked about this plenty of times before. It's like it's going to take it to get to the government level funding and research for drugs.
All drugs.
That will start to like get sense of it, right? And it's like, and right now, I'm watching a lot of Intervention, right? The show on Hulu, and it's a great show.
Yeah.
And right now they're basically doing like a long series in the like what do they call it? It's like the drug triangle in Arkansas? No, one of the southern states or something like that. It's like the highest like heroin, like opiate deaths in the fucking country, like per capita, and it's all in suburbs.
Yep.
Get that right?
Yep.
So the whole like kind of drug, you know, problems that we have, and it's obviously an epidemic, and it's like it's out of control. You know, I have, you know, pain pills and stuff like that in my family that are being abused and stuff like that. So it's a very real thing, and it's like, and until we get to the point of researching it,
right,
to study it and to know it and to understand, and all that kind of stuff,
then we can make it safe for everyone. Like,
now,
we're not saying like ban drugs and like do all that shit. Like the idea,
it's not. It's just study them. Just learn about them. Have people that do nothing in their lives but study that one thing,
right,
to find out every possible thing about it, right. Give them that outlet, right, for the good cause, you know. So it's like, it doesn't have to be everything necessarily, but if we have an opioid problem, if we have a problem legalizing cannabis, like these kind of things, like let us study it, so that you can get to know it a little bit.
Yeah, just because it makes you feel good doesn't mean it should be illegal. It's just it's a matter of like understanding how the drug works in the human brain, and like what are the benefits, the pros and cons, and once that information's available, like, again, we're not advocating the use of illegal drugs or whatever, but like an adult should be able to decide to do whatever they want with their body, as long as they're not endangering somebody else.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's like
that's
the whole
exactly it.
point of it is.
And you're not necessarily endangering
and if you need
yourself.
the help,
yeah, right.
And if you need the help, you should be able to get the help.
Right,
you shouldn't be put in jail and separated from society. Because we have this whole episode about like addiction, and we've talked about addiction countless times on this episode, or on the Exp Talk Show. And how it's not tied to like the chemical hooks of the drug, it's the environment, all this other stuff. So we're not going to get into that. But for those of you guys who'd like to revisit those episodes before we talk about your subject, we have them all highlighted for you guys to view. They're in the video, like in my video highlights. So at any point, if you want to revisit an episode, they're all named and they're all listed from like newest to oldest. I would recommend sticking to like what you see now in the background and like all this other stuff, because the older episodes are a little bit harder to watch, but they're there for you guys if you're curious to see how we got started and all that, because it's all
production
humble
quality,
beginnings.
Production quality of this show and just content is just like skyrocketed. It's been pretty great as of recently, but I think it's a matter of time, and like and studying the drug can also lead to treatments. Yeah, it can, you know, it and so along these lines of this MDMA stuff, it's like if we can better understand the human brain, better understand it, right? You have somebody that, I mean, and as they're doing right now, like studying the brain isn't illegal, right?
No.
Drugs are, but we can't study why drugs affect the brain so negatively in some cases, right?
Right.
Or positively.
Right.
When you get stoned, why is it the greatest thing in the world? You know, it's like we understand the effects of it, but if you could truly just understand the chemical imbalance and all that other stuff,
and
then,
why is it great for this person and bad for this person,
Right.
or like whatever it is?
you know, so then you make it legalized, you know, countrywide, and then like it's being able to be
Quality
studied,
controlled.
quality control and everything.
You know what
I
you're
feel
getting if you're
right,
going to be getting it.
I'm not having to go to the shady dude to pick up a, you know, herb that might be fucking terrible or not, you know, anything
Right.
like that, right?
Right, whatever it
Or
is.
just a bump of heroin that happens to be the thing that's going to kill you,
Right,
you know,
like-
and it's like all these other things
Yeah,
where
or
it's like
the
that's
heroin problem is a
regulation.
big one because
Yeah.
like people are getting heroin laced with fentanyl.
Yeah, and that's
And that fentanyl problem
yeah.
is a huge one because that drug is so potent that, I mean, that's what fucking killed Prince.
yeah.
Like, that's fucked. I'm sure it's probably the same thing that killed Michael
Lots
Jackson.
of people. Lots of people. Yeah.
Anybody who's
I'm not
famous that died
surprised.
in OD'd, I guarantee, like Lil Pump and like all these other people. I'm not saying they're bad people, right?
Lil
but
Pump
like,
died?
I thought Lil Pump died.
Talking about Mac Miller?
No.
No,
Oh,
XXX
no.
Tradicion or whatever the fuck his name
no.
is.
It was somebody else. It wasn't Lil Pump.
Some other rapper or whatever.
Hey Beth, hi. Yeah, but anyway.
Yeah.
It's just it's a problem, and the more we understand it, the more we get it.
Right.
So that was Octopuses
it.
on MDMA.
Octopus on MDMA.
Yeah.
So the way that I totally wanted to transition into the next subject of the night. So you're talking about like these like studies of drugs to organisms to get us to hopefully better understand the world around us and better understand ourselves and everything.
Right.
So what I wanted to transition into started with an article that I actually refound. I saw it just kind of on like a news article, and I refound it on a little known site called nationalgeographic.com.
Hell yeah.
Heard of it before? It's kind of big. So this was today that this dropped. Published October 11th, which is today. Is that there was a stunning snail found in dinosaur-era amber.
Mm-hmm.
For those of you who don't know amber, if you guys have ever watched Jurassic Park, and you get Dino DNA. So, and like the scenes where you get the mosquitoes on the branch of a tree and get stuck in the sap. It's like you're cutting it at perfect timing. So whenever you get that mosquito that was stuck in sap,
Yeah.
and obviously the science of Jurassic Park is just insane.
Oh.
Stuck in the sap. Man, see, we're up in this show like crazy. So, but yeah, so like the science of that, where it's like you have a mosquito that's stuck in amber, and you could get the DNA from a dinosaur from millions of years ago and like recreate it. That science is kind of not so far-fetched with today's scientific standards, because they're taking like woolly mammoth's DNA and merging it with like an African elephant and like basically
Trying to clone it.
cloning woolly mammoths from fucking millions of years ago, which is
Yeah.
amazing. So so there's an element to
They're gonna
that today.
die.
Yeah,
Because it's
gonna be
global
crazy.
warming. It's too hot for that.
but that's what they're trying to do to spark and get. Anyway, that's another discussion.
Anyway, whatever. Yeah.
We might and probably should talk about that like very soon. Because of those studies that came out. Let's talk about that a little
fuck
bit later.
yeah.
Yeah, 100%. So, because it's not a political thing anymore. Anyway.
Right.
So, I mean, it never was. But anyway, so talking about like kind of these sap deposits where these mosquitoes get caught. So that's the same kind of thing.
And then over thousands and thousands of years, it hardened, became like a stone-like substance to
Right.
preserve whatever was trapped in the sap.
So it's basically like a preserved fossil to some degree.
It is a preserved fossil.
It's dead as fuck, but it's like it's kind of a cool thing.
But it's in there. It's in there.
Wait. Branch of the tree.
All right.
So this article is like super fascinating, and it kind of doesn't seem like you're just kind of like, well, duh. You kind of find this, in Myanmar, it was found. So I don't necessarily and the only reason why I want to tell you the article, I don't really need to go into the article itself, because it was 99 million year old amber.
That's
Jesus
fucking
Christ.
insane.
That's a lot of years. Two across very available as unconscious years at the time. The dinosaurs, snails contain a small chunk of amber, Northern Myanmar, also known as Burma. It was purchased from. Okay, so fascinating in and of itself about finding like this different organism of some degree from the prehistoric age.
Right.
Something that we kind of just still see today.
Yeah.
Like we still see pretty huge snails like that, right?
Yeah, it's like when we had the mushroom episode when we talked about that giant mushroom they found like 500 million years ago. Preserved.
Yeah, and it's like, yeah, it's still there. So so what led me to think about this, and this is where it gets like super into discussion for tonight, hopefully, and feel free to chime in if you guys want on the chat there, but like, it made me think of records, right? Not vinyl records, right?
No, but like
records. And then what I mean by that is just like is the gathering of information of our entire history on this planet, right? Gathering the information, right? And how it's progressed through these millions of years till where we are today, and also where we're going to go from here, right?
Gotcha. So speculation on like what our future preservations of things are.
Exactly, right?
Gotcha.
So because if let's say for example, we can get into kind of
so much.
100%, right?
Yeah.
Let's say we think about from the 1930s.
Oh shit.
Think about the 1930s from today. Bad time for the whole world. So I hate to kind of honor.
No worries.
1920s.
Yeah.
1920s. Everyone
Sure.
loves the 20s. Rolling 20s. So good. Don't think about it.
Now you just gotta work at just like acting normal when I zoom in on you.
I know. I gotta try.
As soon as I do, you're like,
I can't
soon as
not
you
do
do
it.
it, yeah.
Because I feel it's a moment I have to take advantage of.
True.
When it's zoomed in, I gotta be like
yeah, but if I like, do this.
something like that. I gotta take advantage.
Yeah.
Anyway, so it makes me think of just like the fossil record is a great example of that, where it's just like this is like isolated in stone or whatever it is, and it preserves that very moment because we can carbon date it and stuff like that of that time. That is like a fossil is today's Instagram post.
I mean,
And I know it's a complete extreme, but it's not necessarily incorrect.
I mean, it just gives us it is like a photo into the past of what exists.
But they didn't have photography or anything, so how would they preserve things, right? So anyway, so back to the 1920s stuff, right? Kirsten, I don't know. We'll talk about
Kirsten,
it. Anyway,
take
just
it from
get
the
ready.
video.
Yeah, just take it from the video.
when it's done.
Get with it. So, so 1920s, right? When you look back today at the 1920s, what are your resources? Like for looking
Google.
Well, like what are you finding?
Just like
If
Wikipedia
I wanna know-
articles
yeah.
and like key events that happened. I don't know how those were captured. It was probably like the historic record of the world.
Well, so that and that's
States.
that's like kind of how it was, and this is where how it's been for like thousands of years to some extent.
Yeah.
Is like it's handwritten.
Well, if you wanted to
record.
learn anything, it was like, go to the library. I've been studying this subject forever. And
But
now I'm a
even then-
master of
yeah.
Egypt. Where it's like, now I have all of the texts and shit
Right.
at my fingertips in my pocket.
And that's the bigger point.
But
that I wanted to
nobody
make. But yeah.
does that
Right.
unless they're studying for it on purpose.
So it's like so like the 1920s ish. We're still back on that, right? Where it's like you have shitty photography.
Yeah.
I
Well,
think-
not by choice.
Hey Siri, when was photography invented? Internet. 1822. Okay, so
Holy
there was obviously
shit.
photography. Holy shit, that's a long time.
I wasn't expecting that.
I was
number.
100 years off. But anyways,
Like
but
two grandpas.
But you had photography, and even after 100 years of photography technology,
It's not long.
Like still thinking of today's standards as to looking back at a photo from 1920 something.
Yeah.
it's grainy
Well,
and
it's like when
it was
horses existed.
expensive and
Like
it was like, all this
horses.
other stuff. Yeah. So it's like you
You
have
go to
that.
Chicago, it'll take a couple of days because I'm
Right.
taking my fucking horse up there.
Yeah, because it's a trail. Yeah. Anyway.
Yeah.
But you have that, and you have like written record, and like that's kind of about it, right?
Yeah.
Until you get the jump to video, like when they started
Right.
video recording.
Yeah.
Hey Siri, when was video recording invented? Fuck you, you don't know what I'm talking about. Anyway, so you think about the jump from photography to videography, right? And the jump to videography was just, as we know, unbelievable. Like you're capturing someone in time, in real time.
Yes.
Right? And you're gathering in that. So when you see video over photo, and you still even do this today, you get more of that experience of that lifetime at that time, right?
Yeah.
So it's like these different jumps in this technology that are capturing record, and let me ask you this too: as you start to think about or research the different decades, like from 1920 to today, you're getting more of a snapshot of that time and of that decade because of how much record was recorded on it, right? Video, photo, audio, and text and all that kind of stuff, right? The more information that you have, the better understanding you have of that time, right? So what also kind of led me on this conversation, I've been watching a Netflix show that's called The 90s.
Okay.
Right? And so it's I forgot it's like some studio doing it. I forgot what it is. It's on Netflix right now, but they did like a bunch of other decades. They did like the 60s, the 70s, the 80s, and now they did the 90s.
Cool.
And it's fascinating as fuck. And I'm like
from
halfway
the
through
90s.
it. Right. We're all, like a handful of us are from
90s,
the 90s.
baby.
Okay, cool. Thank you for that. Yes, first motion picture.
69 years after photos.
Right? Yeah, so, something along those lines. But so I've been watching this. See, I know when it's coming up.
Yeah.
So I've been watching this the 90s show, and it's basically a series of episodes about just everything that were in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
So now we grew up in the 90s.
Wait, is it the 90s and they have how many episodes? Is it one episode?
No, it's
the 90s?
7. It's like
cool.
7.
I gotta watch that shit.
It's great.
Yeah.
So they go through music in the 90s, TV shows in the 90s,
cartoons
political stuff in the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, cartoons and stuff, right? So still on this kind of thought of historical record, right? So I'm watching all this stuff from the 90s. I'm getting nostalgic waves. I'm like, oh, fuck, I remember that show. I remember this. I remember that. I remember they talk about technology, the information age, the birth of the internet, all these other things.
AOL on disc.
AOL on disc, right? And so I'm watching this and I'm like, okay, I lived it. But until I see this whole record of it, I'm getting a much better understanding of the 90s. That led me to believe the 90s were the shit.
Scary crazy,
but also the shit in the sense of the expression of our culture, to an extent, right? And I wouldn't have known that if I didn't see all this record of video, photo, audio, and all that stuff.
I mean,
right?
you're talking about we talk about this all the time, but it's like the people that are around our age, a little bit older. Mm-hmm. We all understand where we came from, so there's this sort of humbling experience about growing up with it, and it's not even a complacency at a certain point. You're just sometimes you just gotta stop and be like, I fucking can't believe that 10 years ago that the iPhone came out.
10 years. That's 11 years now.
11 years
that this technology has existed.
If you look at an iPhone photo from 11 years ago, you're like, that's a piece of shit. Get that fucking shit away
from me. It's a brick,
me.
yeah. But it's but that's the
other
other
point. But it was
point.
crazy.
Yeah,
and
the
now we're at the point where
right?
dude, okay, never mind, I'm done.
But it's but, so I get it, and I'm in your brain. So that's kind of just a snapshot, of course, of the detail of all the stuff. And before there were photos, before there were, audio and all that stuff, there was paintings. That's how you took a portrait, was being painted
and staying still for 10 hours.
Right, and it's and if you've ever seen another kind of example of what
Pagers.
I'm talking about, example of what I'm talking about, pagers is one of them. If you've ever seen those colorized photos of pictures from the late 1800s,
which are amazing,
right? And so
I love that people do that.
When you see those photos in their original kind of form, it's just it looks like it's almost fake because they're posed and it's spent all this effort just to do it. But when it's colorized, do you not get this sense of I feel like I'm there now? You know what I mean?
Well, again, because
get a better understanding of that time.
The idea, and we talk about this a lot on the show, but the idea of our technology is that it's bringing us closer and closer and closer to what it's like in real life.
And that's exact. So this is the interesting perspective that I have on this. So that's kind of my thought of historical record. Before that, paintings on a wall, and then fossil record and all that kind of stuff that just gives us a snapshot of those times. I want to talk about the pyramids too. I don't want to miss that. So, but now we're at this unbelievable turning point, right? Yeah. So if you think about just what recording history does and has done for thousands, if not millions of years at this point, right? Mm-hmm. And now we're at this point where we record everything.
Yes.
Sometimes you're doing it at live, and we're doing it right now. We're taking a video of us in this very moment, talking about things that are today, that are we're expressing our mindset of today, where we've come from, and all this kind of stuff. Now this record, I have no idea how long it's going to last, but I know it could last for probably ever. because it's data.
Until, you know, meteorite and all that.
Yeah, until we all die. But it's like, but my point is like,
until we all
die. So it's like, so we are more inclined to capture the world around us.
Yeah,
right.
Because it's at our fingertips.
Right, and so you think about. Yeah, and I hate this, and we did this at the Childish Gambino show. It's like where everyone's recording and stuff like that, and it's like I get that that's not really the point, but it's like that is still the culture of today, is capturing things, right?
Yeah.
So that leads me then to my next point of just like the future of what is how we're capturing today's society, the way that we are. How is that going to impact the future looking back at our generation? The same way that we look back at the 20s.
I think it'll be like us looking back at the 1820s.
Exactly. And it's
like this primitive bullshit. Can you imagine these people without telepathy?
Yeah, right? It's like that's
what kind of world were they living in?
Yeah, you pop a pill and you're like, oh yeah, I know everything about the last 1,000 years.
Yeah.
Or whatever, you know?
It's like, hey dude, how are you? And then we hug, and then I know everything about you.
Yeah. And that's where the fascination for me comes into play, is like history, you know, over time has developed in a way where it's like it's slowly gathering more information about those times as it comes. It was literally just a natural progression of the human race and of the world, right? More so humans, because we're the ones that did it consciously, right? So then it's like, how do we, you know, we're like, I'm taking pictures of everything everywhere, I'm putting it on the internet, which is infinite, and there's just literally, you can find anything you want. Anything you want.
Yeah.
Right? It's at your fingertips, right? So it's like, so all this information that we got, that have been gathered, this was the other cool thing about that 90s show, is that was the birth of it.
Yeah.
Less than 20 years ago was the birth of all of this, right? And so now it's progressed to this point where everyone's got it. So what do you think
the next 20 years is going to be?
Can't answer that. You know what I mean?
I can.
But it's like
not that I know, but
the technology will get better. Yeah, the technology will get better. VR is going to be a huge component of it.
I think I really, really, really think that college may not even exist. It'll be like, here's your VR headset, government funded lessons, or like, I don't know. Yeah,
learn. Like, and you'll take a fraction.
And
of the
even
time.
that, dude, VR will be primitive.
Yeah. And it's like, and because of everyone's brains, I watched another Kurzgesagt video today.
Which one?
It was the meats one. Fascinating.
Oh yeah.
Fascinating, dude. And so, and that was an example of it. Like, it was a snippet. It was 6.5 minutes long.
And you learned more about food processing and farmers and shit than you did in an afternoon of studying that shit.
If not a week.
Perfectly
if
surmised.
Not a week. Right?
Yeah.
Because like they go through all the bullet points, they give you your resource links, and they just keep going, and they're just like, we know you got fucking ADD out there, so it's like just gather all this shit in 6.5 minutes.
Yeah.
It'll be good.
Yes.
So I guess like that's the interesting future to potentially look forward to, is that like we now have everything. And it's because of technology that this exists, and it was always technology leading up to this point. It was the birth of writing on a wall, the birth of writing something on paper, the birth of photography, of audio, of video. It was the birth of these jumps in technology for capturing data, that leapt into the next generation of society.
It's really cool to see something manifest itself in the sense that a human wants to live on in some way, shape, or form.
Right. You want to capture
what I mean?
So yeah, and I do this for myself, not knowing that I'm doing it subconsciously for the next generation.
Right. It's like some sort of innate thing. Like, you want to talk about the pyramids. Like, the pyramids are an example of, like, that and, aliens, like, the monolithic thing. Well, it's not even aliens. Like, I think it's, like, a structure to be like, we're here. Yeah. You know what I mean?
And that's, so like, just briefly,
like, even, the pyramid, did you know, to get a little bit off topic, similar to the pyramids in the whole, like, we were here thing, Georgia has a monolithic site that is instructions on what to do after the apocalypse happens.
When was
like,
it
if
made?
you're to find, like, recently.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I think it was like, I don't.
So they like made it on purpose, like.
Yeah,
like
just in case the
apocalypse.
Well, not even that. It was like, it's just what are the rules for like coming back from like.
How do they know? That's arrogant.
I don't know.
How do they fucking know? How do they know what to build when something has never happened or even come close to happening?
Pyramids, bro.
But here, so on the pyramids, right? So
nobody knows. It's just like, we got to do this so that people know we were here. Or something existed before us.
So here's another future element, right? Mm-hmm. So the future element's hard to determine how we're going to capture us in that moment. That's gonna be like, and it's gonna be some sort of consciousness element, right? I could download my data, right? Which would be phenomenal, right? So, but also along with that, what's gonna progress technology-wise and stuff is our ability to read history as well. So, like right now, the pyramids, we don't really know how they were built. You know?
We have a vague idea based on some really cool scientific articles.
Cool scientific articles, but also, again, it's like what we've been taught in school wasn't necessarily the way it came to be, to an extent, right?
Because they were they were Jewish.
They're a bunch of slaves. They're a bunch of slaves that pulled rocks on pulleys, and
which is not what happened.
Right. So
they
it's
found I think we talked about this before.
Yeah.
For those of you guys who are unfamiliar, they found clay tracks from the Nile, northern part of the river where the stones were from, and they went all the way down to the site where the pyramids were made. And the reason why they found the clay tracks is because when you add water to clay, it creates a viscous surface to push these 12-ton blocks at about 12 kilometers an hour down to where the site is.
Right.
Now, how they made those fucking blocks,
another
fucking thing.
Right.
Who knows?
And this thing, the pyramids are fucking massive. So it's like
people say, when you look at photos, you understand somewhat the scale, but everybody that I've seen on National Geographic and all that shit, it's not until you're there.
Yeah.
Where the shit is fucking crazy. When you see, people who have talked about it and explained how the scale in which everything is, yeah, I know how big the pyramids are, blah, blah, blah. But it's everybody who's talked about being in Egypt and seeing that shit and being there in real life, they're like, this is fucking crazy.
Right, yeah. And it's and so...
You're talking about a 2-story house of blocks.
Yeah, and it's so if you think about... And
I don't know if it's that big.
I know Kirsten's asking for sources and stuff like that. These are
Yo,
videos
join
and
the
articles.
Discord if you guys want... Okay, so if you guys want sources, join the Discord. There is a section in the Discord called roles, and you can be assigned a talk show homie role, and that'll give you access to the Exp Talk Show and one of my friends' talk shows portion of the Discord. And we post all the articles and sources and anything that you guys want to give feedback on. All that is in there.
Yeah.
All right.
Follow it up.
Back on it.
So the with the pyramids again, it's because there's so much information that we don't know. So it's the pyramids were also aligned with Orion's belt at a certain time of night, right? Specifically and accurately. And it's just and then there were some other facts that what is it? It was the angles of whatever, the angles of the pyramids matched a certain angle of the whole planet, how, basically just stuff how could they
north, south, east, and west,
right? How could they with no technology at all?
Well, that's what we
make
think.
This stuff. And that,
right?
Well,
so
my
the
point
idea is that so that's part of the missing record,
right? So that's
right?
What
if
that's
they
my
had the
point.
same technology that we had now, it's possible that
Imagine
maybe
just
they
a
had
camera.
something like that.
Imagine a camera.
Fuck off, dude. We
right?
imagine opening a sarcophagus and there's a dude
selfie.
Taking a selfie with
an
an
iPhone.
ancient tablet iPhone.
So it's but that's the funny
It's
part.
not fucking around, but
the information that we don't know.
Yeah, well,
about
dude,
about
what about
the
the
millions
burning
of years.
was it the burning of the library? Was it the Library of Alexandria? Is that what it was?
I think so.
I can't remember the name.
Yeah, some
but it was
thing.
fucking insane. That you're talking about historic records that explained all of that shit.
Right.
Just gone.
Right, and so that's why it's and so
humans are fucking bad.
Yeah, they're
sometimes,
bad.
bro.
Oh, they're bad.
Not
yeah.
bad, but you know what I mean. Primitive caveman bullshit that really is not.
So I think the information that we have of our history is what is defining the story until this point. Right. So it's
and with all this new technology,
keep all that stuff.
With all this new, sorry to get off on a tangent,
please,
but with all this new technology and how it's coming of age, you can't delete anything either. And so what I think it's doing, and what we're seeing this right now in our political climate, is that it's creating complete transparency because people will counteract with hey, you said this and now this is happening,
right.
or you said this at one point, how can we trust you now? You know, that sort of thing. That was only last year or 5 minutes ago or yesterday. You know what I mean? And so all these people are not. It's not even being held accountable. It's just you need to be transparent in order to be in the places you need to be, and we as the people are being able to voice our opinions, and that doesn't disappear anymore. There's no no publishing in newspapers or burnings of anything. There's once this stuff starts happening and it's picking up weight, and this whole climate, I know this is slightly off topic, but the ability to communicate almost immediately and talk about things and share experiences. I heard this really cool analogy about like the hashtag Me Too movement.
Yeah.
Where it was like the reason why this is happening now is because these people have had these things buried in their backyard.
Yeah.
And you know, like that stuff doesn't go away. It's still there.
Yeah.
And now when somebody like brings this up, it's like, well, that shit in the backyard starts coming up, and more people are like, this is Me Too.
Yeah.
Like seriously,
That's
fucking
literally
living this
how
with my
a
entire
movement.
life.
That's how a movement.
Mental Health
gains
Awareness
traction.
Month, like all that shit.
100%.
Like you're talking about the ability to communicate across time and space in a very efficient manner, and the fact that we're in this area doing this all at the same time.
Yeah. It's amazing, isn't it?
It's getting that convergence of
Hell yeah.
we are not so different, everyone. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
So I
even
think,
across country. I'm with you, dude. Like,
yeah, and that's what
there
I
will
think
be-
like
there-
the ending point is
Oh,
that
man.
convergence of understanding is what it is.
human unification.
And we talked about this too.
I'm sure we have.
We fucking talked about
But
this.
it's
This
like-
was
it's like
like
a
our
very-
first episode. It was like,
Yeah.
I remember it being really early on. We were
Cool.
talking about the convergence of like
Bye, Kirsten.
just bye.
Love you.
We were talking about the convergence of what separates everybody eventually is just like language and thinking you're different, but the information and be able to process it and share it between people. The faster that happens, the convergence of like understanding you are me living a different life,
Right.
and I am you and you are me, and you are my brother,
Interesting.
my sister,
Yeah.
my family. Like
So yeah, it's like the next stage of our like where the story is going, and this is and what's also and just hold me to accountable and like just call this a quick point.
yeah,
Is like the stuff that we're talking about. Like if we were to talk about it 20, 30 years ago, 40 years ago, you're just like, this fucking kid's stoned out of his mind. What is he talking about? Like talking about this like transcendence of convergence of some other doohickey.
right.
But it's like, but in today's standards, because we've had the record leading up to this
Isn't
point.
it funny how like we could talk about this stuff
Yeah.
without having done any sort of illegal substances?
100%, and that's
But back
that's
then they
the
were
good
doing that
stuff.
because that was the technology they were using back then.
Because that's the only thing that they had the outlet of, and it was a societal thing. It was societal, it was technology, it was all that stuff that just like got people to break out of their shell, right? And then just like kind of think for themselves.
Similar
and
to
start
the MDMA and the
Yeah.
octopus. Man,
So it's all connected, man. It's all connected. So to wrap up the
Sorry, go
pyramid
ahead.
part of it, but it's like with the pyramid, so all of that historical record, right, of like how that was built and all that stuff. So that other element I was talking about for like, leading with technology, not only recording our existence, but also trying to find out our prior experience.
Right.
It's like the same kind of thing. As long as technology still goes, there will be technology. Like, for example, there was like that, like some scientist created a drone that basically flew over this old like Mayan area in Mexico somewhere or something like that, and it just like mapped out in 3-dimensional space like this whole like underground kind of city.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
So like, and that took technology. It took a lot of science to be able to develop that stuff. So the possibilities of more of that and different levels of it to get to the point, like if you remember Guardians of the Galaxy.
Yes.
That first like kind of intro scene with Peter Quill.
Where he scans the whole thing, and
Yeah.
it's the chamber that wasn't open.
And it's like projected, and it's like all this like it's showing what that used to
what
be.
it used to be like. Yeah.
So like that's like a
VR.
cool look into it. A VR thing, right? 100%.
literally
right?
like a mobile
So-
VR drone, bro.
So yeah, dude, that's totally what it could be, and it's
Yeah.
just gonna be something you could just put in your back pocket, bing, and then it's like, brrr, and it just anyway.
yeah. Or you just put
Predicting
on a
the
headset
future.
and don't go anywhere.
Predicting the future. We do that on the show too.
Yeah.
So another thing that I was thinking about too, as we're talking about this, is like, so is like what we're talking about, recorded physical record.
Yeah.
Because of the shift, what a lot of companies are doing is to cloud storage,
Right.
cloud backups. We all see them as a benefit. We know them as a benefit, right? Something happens to the hardware, it breaks, unexpected, shuts down because that's unreliable. What's
Still hardware.
Indestructible necessarily, but also what's much more reliable is a cloud storage. But yes, that's still a server farm somewhere, so it's still hardware.
Right.
So the same way that we as human beings had to develop a hard drive that is now developed into a solid state storage device or flash storage or a chip or all this other stuff, there's like evolutions of what storage looks like.
Right.
I have a thought.
Yeah.
So imagine your entire recorded you, especially for how many photos that we fucking have on these devices now.
Yeah.
Compared to 5 years ago, you know,
Yeah.
how much we're storing on the phone, how much podcasts you listen to that are based off of your interests, apps you have downloaded based off your interests, people in your phone and your contacts, all this data that's yours. And and companies like Apple are doing a really good job about protecting and keeping your data private. But like, there's still like that next generation of all that data, because as we see, storage is getting bigger, but the hardware is getting smaller.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like, so they have like tiny chips that's just like a tetrabyte or something like of data.
Right.
So imagine that tiny little, piece of content, right? It's a little chip, pop it in your arm, lasts 1,000 years, if not more.
Well, that's what the whole fucking... Okay, well, I don't... it's not a spoiler, but Detroit Become Human is like that.
Well, and that makes sense,
All
right? So it's like
androids are
all
like
of your
self-powered for like 700 years.
Yeah, and so it's like you have your entire existence on this tiny little chip embedded in you, so it's like pseudo indestructible unless you get your arm cut off, or it's like behind your ear. I don't know,
or
something
in your
cool.
brain,
or like in your brain, right? So so that little piece of information, and then there's also you could wirelessly transmit new data to it,
right?
All this other stuff, so it just constantly fills up, all that kind of thing. But so then you have this capturing of that information that has never been heard of in human existence ever, but thinking how that will do it for the next generation.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that's kind of that interesting point of it. So
just really quick, the reason why I'm looking at over here is because scientists discovered this is for later on, but it's tied into it. What you're talking about, discovered a new half light, half matter particle that inherits some of the remarkable features of graphene. So it could lead to a future technological revolution based on photonic circuitry, leading to super fast light-based computing.
Love that.
And you remember how like we talked about how they were able to capture photon particles via
light or something? Yeah.
No. Photon is light. I can't remember.
So
but
there was
anyway,
some sort of
basically
like
the way
hard
they
data.
explained it is that because the circuitry would be made out of light instead of like heat and electrons, or instead of electrons, it wouldn't cause any heat. Therefore, you could get almost infinite computing power.
You're
talking this right
Nothing
here
heats
is
up.
yes. You're talking about the future of technology right now.
Imagine like overheating right now is kind of a technology standard.
Well, that's
like,
that's what's keeping us from progressing even more.
Because we can't, like, we're trying to push it harder. Imagine trying to like hold down your gas on your car's engine. Even electric engines sometimes that can overheat, right?
They can overheat,
right?
Yeah.
So I guess that's kind of like my discussion, kind of point is just, and I know again as I apologize for talking a lot about it, but like
you're good.
It's just the recorded history of our entire history as a civilization. Leading into like what the next generation could be, and again I say this all the time where it's like I feel like this 90s 2000s era is changing our existence as we know it.
Oh, 100%.
Like in history,
you're talking about
our
an
existence.
entire this is gonna drastically affect how humans are developed.
How they interact, how they live, how they eat, how they sleep. It just like it is this, and call it the birth of this generation, the 2000s generation.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like I just feel like people kind of take it for granted, like how much.
Well, yeah, of course, because
impactful.
they're in it, they're swimming in it,
and that's
it's not
what's
that
cool.
It's not that I don't think somebody could come to. It's just like when you and me were like 18, 19, 20, like we like science fiction and shit, but we weren't really thinking about the scope we were right now.
And you know what it took to get me to this point? Guess what? Was the record of things that happened in the 90s and the 2000s.
Yeah.
It was stuff that like was captured, and it was that documentary show. It was my own experience, my
Cosmos,
own capturing
Carl
of stuff.
Sagan,
all that stuff.
All these people that were like talking about where we came from and how we were and like how important that is, because those give you the foundation of being a human being without the context of you being Lee or me being Steve.
Right.
It's bigger than us.
Yeah.
We've
totally
been around.
is.
Like that perspective just wasn't introduced to us, and couldn't have been if there wasn't a record.
If there wasn't some sort of like, okay, this is how the past was. You know what I mean? Like we all live in our different generations, of course, but we have to worry about ourselves for our own survival.
Right.
But it's like, but you have that record to kind of take care of you know, the next generation for just learning from the past.
Well, it's
right?
important. I mean, I think like the whole record keeping again comes from a very primitive aspect of trying to pass on the information to the next people who are living, right? Regardless of, you know, in the most primitive sense, it'd be your child, right? But now, as we're getting more, again, this convergence of like science and technology and sharing information, it's now like, okay, well, we were bad before.
Yeah.
We need to be better.
Yeah.
And this is where we came from and what happened and all this other shit. And we need to know about this because we're doomed to repeat the things that we don't know about.
Exactly. Yeah,
like
totally
racism and fucking slavery and all these terrible things.
And
like,
all of that stuff. Like
those are important things.
And and a lot of the things and a lot of the reasons why. And like it all comes down to it. It all comes down to the fact that like you are gaining your opinion and your fact, right? The fact of what happened because of record.
Right.
You're watching all the videos from the 60s of, you know, like racial discrimination and like the first school that accepted both white and black students, you know, like you're seeing it was one thing to read it.
Right.
It's another thing to look at it's another thing to look at a picture. Right. It's another thing to watch the video of it.
Right.
And hear it. You know, it's like the impacts that kind of stuff makes on you.
It makes it more grounded. It's like it's more palpable. Yeah.
Well, it's like palpable is implied that like I mean like you
not
know,
palpable.
That means that
Maybe
like
that's
you'll
not the
get
wrong word.
It makes it more real to an extent.
Yeah,
you know
it's
what I mean?
more.
It's like,
you understand it more because it's
right.
all visual. We're visual learners.
Yeah,
like
exactly.
ever since we were cavemen, it's like we understood what killed us and what didn't kill us.
It's like I'm gonna put this picture of this bear on this cave wall to show me and the next generation to avoid bears. You know, it's like there you have to be.
But it wasn't even
just
like the picture, the painting on the wall. It was also acting it out.
Right. Yeah.
You know, to like educate people on like what that was.
Yeah. So it's like all of that stuff just leads down to record. And you know, get the record down and get the record straight so that the next generation can learn from our existence that we're in today. So it's like it's a constant progression to that. And it's gonna go insane. But it's just it's very
so quick, dude.
It's very interesting how technology
10 years ago.
Yeah. It's very interesting how technology pushed that into fucking overdrive off a cliff. You know, as to where we're gonna go with this kind of technology to record data.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And it's like, and it's just so fucking fascinating. I never thought in a million years I could have 12,000 photos and 1,000 videos.
My parents don't even have that much.
Right.
Like, well, they do, but
I always thought about.
I'm talking about like their physical.
Yeah, so
photos,
I thought
photo
about that.
albums and all that shit. My mom has like 6 or 7 photo albums. I have more photos on my phone than my mom has.
Right.
My entire life.
Yeah, and I'm like,
that's fucking crazy.
It is, yeah, and it's like, and I'm at this point in my life, like I'm 30, and you get all these epiphanies in your life where you're just kind of like looking back, right? You have this opportunity, like, okay, I'm settled. I've defined myself. You got a steady paycheck. I'm pretty okay.
Yeah.
Now let me look back at my life. You know what I mean? So it's like, and so like with mine, we have family troubles over the years, so I don't have a lot of photos from when I was young.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Handful, if not that, right?
Yeah.
So that record of me as a kid is like kind of to an extent lost, right?
Yeah.
So I can only go off of what I remember.
I bet you don't remember
how I came
much.
from. And I don't because
I.
of the way that it grew up and all kinds of stuff. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But if I did, then I could be like, oh, cool. I used to wear that shirt, you know, or like I went to that place.
Right.
Like there's a picture of me on my birthday when I was like 4 or 5 years old at Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
And I was like, I remember Chuck E. Cheese.
Yeah.
Right? Remember going there as a kid, being terrified of the robotics on the stage, and all that kind of stuff. So it's like,
my favorite birthday I remember was I went to the movie theaters with all my friends.
So great.
And saw Mighty Joe Young.
Oh, Mighty Joe Young.
Remember that movie, guys?
Not good. Not a good movie.
But I love monkeys, dude. The girl's been in my life for a long time.
Hell yeah, right. And there's some deep natured shit that like
shit.
Right?
I really just thought about that right now. I was like, fuck, why did I like that movie? Because monkeys.
It's monkeys, dude. It's in your brain.
Anyway.
But yeah, so like I think I don't need to go too much further, but just like I urge you guys to kind of think about that in the sense of like, why are you recording data? Yeah. Right? Why do you have to take 1,000 selfies?
Right.
Like, do you need to do that?
No.
So like my Instagram, if you look at it, it's moments.
Yeah.
Right? It's like I don't take pictures just to take pictures. I don't record video just to take video. I record something because that's a moment that I want to capture.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Whether it be a photo or a video.
Yeah.
If I, and stuff
It's
like that.
hard to like, I feel like, I mean, this is a whole nother conversation, but
Yeah.
like when you have something that can like indulge in the ego so easily,
Yeah.
like, it's me.
It totally
You know,
is.
Like it's one of those things
I look
where it's
good.
it's so easy to like tap into.
It
Or
is.
like when you're sitting on a toilet till your legs are numb and like looking at internet
Yeah.
shit and like
You're lost.
I'm trying to think about, like the last time I was taking a dump looking at my phone and I got something out of it that like changed my life and I can't recall.
No.
It's literally just me wasting
It's
time.
just your brain just saying like, I just need some sort of visual
Right.
stimulation.
And that's what I've
while
been
I
trying
sit
to
here
do
and
is like
nothing
the
other than cook.
downtime that I have is like don't fucking look at your phone. Like don't do it. Like I'm trying
live
to
in live in those moments, and then like almost if you think about it, like live to create the moments to photograph.
right.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Like live,
Yes.
like almost seek those moments to want to photograph or record them
There's yeah, exactly. Like
and live them.
think about it as like your record. And if you were to look back, I feel
Totally
like
it.
you can't perfect it, right? So it's a
It's
practice.
not gonna. It is, and it's
You
like
have to
and
practice,
all
and
it
like
takes.
so I don't discourage people from doing it. What I would question, I guess, like for those people that are like for the Donald Glover concert, right?
Yeah.
I mean, he talked about don't fucking Childish Gambino. He's like, don't pull your phones out. This is church. You're here to like experience this with me, and this is gonna be a part of your memories forever. And I'm gonna remember this, and you're gonna remember this. And like take a photo or whatever, but like put your phone away. Right? Like those moments, like when you're holding your phone up, recording an entire song, and questioning later why the audio is shit and like all that, like learn from your experiences and also realize that when your phone is up, you're taking somebody else out of that experience as well.
And you're taking yourself out of the experience too.
Right.
Like I'm an advocate.
You're living
of that.
through that screen.
I am an
You
advocate
need to
of that,
use your
totally.
eyes. You need to understand that like, and I guarantee you there's like a chemical difference between you comprehending something, directly experiencing it versus looking at it through your phone and doing it another way. Because you're disconnected. It's like playing we talked about this when I'm playing a video game, right? When I'm playing a game, I understand that I'm separated from the game and I'm not necessarily like a part of that game. And yes, there's games that sweep you up in the experience and really make you feel like it. But like VR is the only thing, and I think you can agree that where you're experiencing something. I'll never forget my first VR experience. I'm sure you won't.
Space.
Either. Yeah, dude.
Yeah, dude.
Like your first
I was
time putting on
there.
the headset, you were in.
I was like, I am here.
I love that video, by the way.
Oh, I need to see that again.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite videos because you were just like.
I was
so blown away. Like you had nothing
was
rich,
rich,
I
dude.
could have said could have prepared you for being in space.
Yeah.
Nothing. And
To
it
be
was
able to
just
just
like,
sit there and just like, and this is something that I've been passionate about for a long time, and then this is the closest that I can get.
right,
You know what I mean? Until I could buy a ticket to the moon.
right.
You know?
And now we're getting off track. But
But
anyway,
yeah. So like, yeah,
before
yeah.
I feel like we're getting a little bit late. Do you have anything else you want to?
Just really quickly,
Yeah, yeah.
just to wrap it up too. So, throughout this conversation, I was always an advocate of like, put your phone away.
Yeah.
Live in those experiences, right? But when you think about the responsibility that you have as a person in today's society to try to record our existence as of today, it's almost like interesting to see like how you approach when you go take a photo or not. Like at the Childish Gambino concert, like that is now literally, I mean, depending on the scale of it, like how you think of it, but that's a moment in history. It's a moment in time. Right? What if Donald Glover goes to be the president of the United States and like he goes down in history as one of the best presidents of the United States? Here's a concert from Chicago in 2018 that, or whatever, right?
Sure.
So this record and responsibility you have for the future generation.
Right.
So that's where like that weird balance of like, I'm a total live in the moment person. Leave your phone away. Sometimes what I'll do, I'll take a picture.
Yeah.
Just one, I was here.
I was here. Yeah.
Right. And that's about it. But is that enough for the next generation to understand that experience at that time?
No.
And it's not because like
But it's something that you could recount and share later.
and I can, but the next generation is they don't want verbal. They want I want to be there.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? So it's like
I remember
until there's something that records those, and this sounds so
It's
fucking
just
stupid and
television.
terrifying. Yeah. Right. But it's like it sounds so terrifying and so stupid, but it's like until something can record those experiences when you don't intend to almost or like it's doing it for you while you live in that experience, that's a whole nother conversation.
Yeah.
But it's a very difficult perspective, but I'm just fascinated with the future of this kind of thing is.
I think so too.
Capture record.
Capture the record.
Live Seek moments for you to photograph.
Yeah.
Seek moments and experiences for you to photograph.
Ask yourself,
or record.
Will this make my soul happy? My core happy?
We got philosophy moments here on the Exp Talk Show.
Hello, everyone. Sorry, we got super into it. So for those of
good.
you guys who are just coming in right now, this is the Exp Talk Show. I'm KonkyTalks64. This is Lee, R2 Lee 2. We do the show every week. This is our last show for the next 3 weeks. This man's getting married next weekend, bro. I'm gonna be there. I'm ready to fucking go. But before we end the show, we always like to ask, hey, what questions do you guys have for us based on the topics that we did talk about? And just a quick recap. I talked about how scientists experimented with giving MDMA to octopuses and how it changed their social behavior, and how their neurotransmitters for serotonin are very close to our own, meaning that we have existed very close together for a long period of time and separated 500 million years ago in terms of like the whole environment evolutionary chain.
Yeah.
Thanks, man.
The bridge of life.
And then
I'm helping.
Lee talked about. Go ahead. What did you talk about?
I was talking about. We had some great discussions, dude. We were talking a big discussion around like recording things. So, like, I found an article that was like a snail that was found in like 99 million year old amber.
Mm-hmm.
So, like, that is a
fossil
quite
record.
literal a fossil record snapshot of 99 million years ago. So, like, it makes you think about how life has been recorded through these millions of years till today, and then especially how it will be recorded in the future. So, we kind of had these really cool, future prediction conversations and stuff like that too.
Right.
That was good. Oh, that conversation was good right in here.
Yeah, it felt good right here.
Right in my belly.
Right good.
Man.
Real quick, while we're waiting for questions related to the topics or about the show or for us, Josh, thank you so much for giving that sub to Rage. Seriously, thank you.
That's dope.
Rage, thank you for the follow. Miami Bros, thank you for that host. Kirsten, I know you're not here anymore, but thank you so much for that subscription using your Twitch Prime. Schmo Gaming, Mask, Reigns, thank you so much for those hosts. And it looks like I missed somebody say things. And Adam Misk, thank you for the follow. Thank you.
So sick.
I'll give you guys smooches.
That's my
I gotta
kisses.
clean this. This is
sorry,
dirty from
I didn't mean it.
the end of the week from me smooching.
Oh gosh, so much dirt. So we wanna open up the chat just maybe for a few minutes. I gotta take off because I got an early day tomorrow. But like, want to open to see if anybody has any sort of particular questions for us, like just a short little Q&A session. Mm-hmm. Do you guys have any curiosities about your two boys?
Yeah, do you guys have any questions for us? Do you have any questions for Lee? Do you have any questions about the topics, or just like further maybe ideas that we didn't extrapolate on?
Give it to me.
Give it to us. Yeah.
Give it to me. Let's open up that chat. What are you guys thinking, huh? You guys got those questions? You guys thinking about stuff? Thinking about your day? Thinking about our subjects, maybe? You guys got a question on? Like, you just tell us. You guys curious about how wedding planning goes? Ask. I'm not gonna tell you because no one's asking. What's his beard?
What is it? It's soft. It doesn't feel like pubes at all. If that's what you're wondering.
It's dense.
It's dense. I wish my ball hair was like that.
So good seeing you guys.
Gotta go. I'm gonna get out of here.
That's how he just gets out of here. Really though? Do you want like you want
I thought
that
it was
just,
hilarious.
You want that just dense ass bush down
I
there?
thought it'd be hilarious. It's a lot of cushion.
For what?
It would
For
it
what?
would split. Like, you know how like you pull your beard to the side? It would be like that in my pants and it'd be hilarious.
That visual is just something I don't want to see here.
Did you see my comment about Logic? I've been to 5 concerts of his, and he usually tells people to stay off the phones and live in the live in the moment.
Yeah.
He even says it's no big deal if they do have phones out, and then calls them all fuckboys. It's pretty funny.
It's really hilarious, and yes, it's like, again, going back to that, like, live in the moment and make sure that you're experiencing those experiences in that moment, because that's the only way to experience that experience, if that sounds right.
Yeah, it does.
Like, a lot of people just want to record it. A lot of people do it a little bit egotistically because they want to share it to somebody else and prove that they've been somewhere or whatever.
Right.
Then there's the other, population of people that do it that they just want to remember those experiences at one time. But I think it's just you have to. I think you should experience it as you should. capture what you feel necessary to capture, and then just get back to that thing that you're doing. You know, so that's a good point. That's a good point.
Let's see.
Google Maps is Street View, man. Imagine VR Street View. Think about it.
Poof. Well,
Imagine driving a car in
do you remember
VR.
that experience, the VR experience, where like you're on top of a mountain?
Yes, I think so.
It was in the Portal lab where you pull the orb towards your face and then you're transported.
I don't think I watched that one.
Oh, okay. God damn, that one's cool.
Shit's great.
Because you can the way they did it was like they 3D mapped you at the top of like one of the highest mountains in the world. So you're like walking around in the wind and shit. It's dude, it's cool.
So nuts.
Yeah.
So nuts.
In one of the Bobby Tarantino songs, I think Flexecution, he says to stay off phones and live in the moment too. Yeah, I'm sure. I think he does. I know
it's a good message for today.
Yeah,
it's a good message. So, like, really quickly, right? My thought on this is and it evolves. My opinion evolves on this because of my experiences. But it's like the two ways to do it is like, yes, stay off your phones, but more specifically, don't let your phone consume you.
Right.
Right. Where it's like it's nothing but what you're doing. Like, I feel like you don't necessarily have to throw your phone away, man. Like, live in the moment. Everyone's all like a fucking zombie and all that shit. It's like, yeah, it's true, but like, use it to your advantage as opposed to just using it to use it, you know? And it's like, because technology ain't going away.
It's true.
You know what I mean? So, like, we have to learn to adapt with technology so that it helps us in the future.
Agreed.
Fuck yeah, dude. All right, I think that's all I got.
Yeah,
I gotta get home. Daddy's got a sleepies. Long day tomorrow.
For those of you guys who are subscribed, and we got a lot of people who are subbed here.
You guys are great.
We're gonna do.
Fuck yeah, you guys are great. I love all of you guys.
Copy all of those, and we're gonna go raid Coco Confession. She raided me quite a few times. I haven't had the chance to do that to her. We're gonna copy and paste
Coco Confession.
But Coco is she's a great streamer.
Sick.
She's been a huge supporter of me, and just a rad chick. She plays bass online. She does all that. She's very authentic for somebody who has such a high viewer count. And I just feel like I need to repay the favor after so many raids and so many things she's done for me. So
second raider, dude.
For those of you guys who are just coming in, please join in on the raid. I'm gonna be in the chat while that's going on.
Yeah, we always hear the reactions. We always like to see how they they take this fun time that people are joining on.
Yep. And then we're not going to be live next week with the XP Talk Show with Lee, but I will be organizing some sort of new host or new show with somebody else.
I'm gonna miss you guys. Okay, miss you guys.
And then I'm
going
to be at this hunk's wedding next weekend.
I'm gonna be at my wedding, and then I'm gonna be in the UK, and it's gonna be the greatest, literally the greatest times of my life.
It's gonna be crazy.
Literally. Oh my gosh,
you got a life pinnacle moments. This is a cornerstone.
I'm gonna fucking cry so much.
As long as you cry into your beard.
Like that. It doesn't reach.
Like blow your nose into it and shit.
Oh, that's gross.
Yeah. All right, guys. We'll see you later. I love you. Miss you.
Thanks for joining us, guys. I'll see you in a month. Stay frisky. Stay scientific. Stay open-minded. Think about the universe and question everything.
We love you. We'll miss you. We'll see you later.
Okay, bye.
Bye.